Chapter 768. Looking at the group of delinquent girls chewing gum and sucking on lollipops, Wang Zhong was left speechless. Hey, we are all classmates. Is there a need? So many people stopped him with bad intentions. Wang Zhong didn't believe that they had anything good waiting for him. Song Xiaodai. Han Xiaoxia took out the lollipop from her mouth and snorted. Do you know why I am looking for you today? Wang Zhong shook his head. I am not a roundworm in your stomach. How would I know? Still pretending. A fat girl on the side said unhappily. Yes, Han Xiaoxia. Who doesn't know that you like Ma Kai? You are just pretending. Listening to their words, Wang Zhong understood. Han Xiaoxia, are you looking for me because of Ma Kai? What do you think? Han Xiaoxia snorted. It is not convenient to talk here. If you know what is good for you, let's go to the grove behind the school. Do you dare? Han Xiaoxia had made up her mind. If Wang Zhong didn't want to talk, then no matter what, she would pull him over by force. However, what she didn't expect was that Wang Zhong was happy. Okay. You are quite bold. Then let's go. You can rest assured that as long as you go over obediently, we will not do anything to you. The fat girl on the side winked at the girl on the side. The group of people opened the way for Wang Zhong. The grove behind the school was a large garden. Usually no one came here, so it became a place for students to deal with their own conflicts and disputes. Wang Zhong stood on the edge of the grove and said faintly, Say it. Why did you bring me here? Song Xiaodai, you stay away from Ma Kai in the future. Do you understand? Wang Zhong was happy. Han Xiaoxia, are you okay? What happened to Ma Kai and me? You are still pretending. The fat girl was angry. The whole school knows that Han Xiaoxia and Ma Kai are a match made in heaven. You seduced Ma Kai. Aren't you trying to break up Han Xiaoxia and Ma Kai? Wang Zhong did not expect that the children in the city would start to fall in love in the 6th grade. No wonder there were more and more underage children nowadays. Wang Zhong said helplessly. Let me tell you 2 points. First of all, Han Xiaoxia, it's you who likes Ma Kai, right? How did the 2 of you become a match made in heaven? Secondly, it doesn't matter if the 2 of you are a match made in heaven, or if you're chasing him and he's chasing you. It's none of my business. I didn't do anything with Ma Kai. Wang Zhong's orderly and logical words caused the students to look at each other. Han Xiaoxia gritted her teeth and said, But I saw him talking to you all the time. I went to talk to him, but he ignored me. Wang Zhong sneered again. Please, you said it yourself. He came to chat with me, not the other way around. Besides, he was kind enough to help me with my lessons. Good intentions, my ass. I heard from his good friend that Ma Kai likes you and wants to pursue you. The fat girl angrily rebuked. What? Wang Zhong's face turned ugly. This bastard likes me? He recalled that when Ma Kai was with him, he seemed to be looking at his long legs. It was too abominable. He was being taken advantage of. Stop pretending. Ma Kai is such an outstanding and pure man. Do you dare to say that you're not tempted by him? Han Xiaoxia looked at Wang Zhong with a look of disdain. In her opinion, Ma Kai was the most outstanding man. Not only was his grades good, but he was also the class monitor. His personality was gentle and elegant. Most importantly, he was so handsome. Yes, the most important thing was that he was handsome. Girls at this age were all about appearance. Therefore, she felt that Wang Zhong must have taken a fancy to Ma Kai, so he hooked up with Ma Kai. This made her very angry. Wang Zhong pointed at himself and said incredulously, I'm pretending? Why aren't you pretending? Forget it. There's no need to be long-winded with you. Wang Zhong really couldn't stand this group of infatuated girls. Want to leave? No way. The fat girl snorted coldly and stopped Wang Zhong. She pushed Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong frowned and said, A good dog doesn't block the way. Get lost. You actually called me a dog. I think you're tired of living. The fat girl was so angry that she was about to die. She was ready to teach Wang Zhong a lesson. Stop. At this critical moment, a cold shout was heard. Everyone looked carefully. It was actually Ma Kai who came over. Ma Kai was wearing a casual shirt and clean sneakers. He put his hands in his pockets and walked over arrogantly. He coldly glanced at the fat girl and said, Why are you bullying Xiaodai? There are so many of you. Don't you know that bullying a girl is not good? So touching. Was this the person who wanted to pursue him? Wang Zhong had the urge to vomit and feel disgusted. But he still held it in. Makai, why are you here? The fat girl hurriedly looked at Han Xiaoxia. I heard that you guys brought Xiao Dai here. I was a little worried, so I came over to take a look. Sure enough, you guys actually did such a thing to Xiao Dai. Makai looked very angry. He immediately walked to Wang Zhong's side and asked with concern. Xiao Dai, are you okay? I'm fine. As the saying goes, don't hit a smiling face. Wang Zhong could only endure the disgust at this time. However, Han Xiaoxia anxiously ran over. Makai, it's not what you think. I just want to talk to Xiao Dai. Han Xiaoxia really liked Makai. She anxiously explained. However, Makai didn't listen to her explanation at all. Don't say any more. Han Xiaoxia, I know you. I told you a long time ago that I don't like you. Why are you pestering me and even bullying Xiao Dai? Makai, you didn't treat me like this before. Have you forgotten that we still? Before she finished her words, Makai angrily rebuked. I'm warning you, don't talk nonsense. Han Xiaoxia anxiously walked to Makai's side and pulled his hand, pleading. You didn't treat me like this before. Why, get lost. Makai couldn't stand her shaking and suddenly threw Han Xiaoxia away. In an instant, Han Xiaoxia was thrown to the ground. Han Xiaoxia fell into a dog pit. Her entire body was dirty, especially her luxurious clothes and fair face, which had now become extremely ugly. Han Xiaoxia was stunned. She was completely stunned. The person she loved deeply actually treated her like this. This made her heart die. Get lost, don't you understand? Makai's eyes were extremely cold. After that, he no longer looked at Han Xiaoxia on the ground, and turned to look at Wang Zhong. Xiao Dai, let's ignore this lunatic. Let's go. I'll treat you to milk tea. After drinking milk tea, let's go karaoke. Slap. Makai's response was a slap from Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong shook his hand and said, Who wants to go karaoke with you? You coward, you actually hit a woman. Under many surprised eyes, Wang Zhong helped Han Xiaoxia up and said, This kind of trash man, don't pay attention to him. Let's go. Xiao Dai you, Makai was too surprised. To think that such an outstanding person like him, Xiao Dai actually hit him. Xiao Dai. Makai was instantly angry. Wang Zhong turned back and said, What, you want to hit a woman again? Wang Zhong coldly stared at him. You can try. Tomorrow, I'll let the whole school know your true colors. Chapter 769. Although Wang Zhong is a girl. But the words she said were so overbearing that Makai was intimidated. Okay, you have guts. You actually dare to hit me. Makai was furious. He was such an excellent person. He had already tried to please Xiao Dai, but she still didn't appreciate it. Is this girl a fool? In the past, when he pursued girls, which one wasn't easy, even several times, the girls took the initiative. But when he met Song Xiao Dai, this Song Xiao Dai ignored him. This time she even directly slapped his face. This is unforgivable. Unfortunately, no matter how angry he was, he didn't dare to fight back. Because he felt that this Song Xiao Dai was different from other girls. This Song Xiao Dai had a bad temper and wasn't easy to fool. Makai had no choice but to leave. Ho. Makai. Han Xiaoxia was still crying. Wang Zhong squatted down and held her. Don't cry. It's not worth crying for that kind of man. Why did you help me? Han Xiaoxia cried. Because you were bullied, that's all. I was bullied. Yes, what's even funnier is that someone you like bullied you. Don't you think it's funny? That's why I just said that Makai isn't a good person. You didn't believe it and thought that I wanted to pursue Makai. Sorry, I was wrong. Han Xiaoxia understood everything. All of this was her wishful thinking. In fact, Song Xiaodai didn't think so much. Sorry. The fat girl also came to apologize, followed by resentment. Makai is too hateful. Usually the students think that he is a good person. The teacher often praises him. This is called knowing a person for a long time without understanding his heart. When you meet such a person, stay away. Xiao Dai, you haven't been here for long. Why are you so good at judging people? Han Xiaoxia asked curiously. Because I have seen many of these people. Wang Zhong smiled and didn't explain much. Then he said, anyway, it's still early. Let's go and drink some milk tea. Well, I'll treat everyone. After all, this happened because of me. Han Xiaoxia looked at her clothes and knew that her family was very good. Usually when she went out, she spent the most money. Everyone readily agreed. After they went to a milk tea shop near the school, a group of girls started chatting. It didn't take long for Wang Zhong to become familiar with them. Due to his maturity and courage, Wang Zhong quickly became the big sister of this group of girls and gained their trust. After chatting for about half an hour, the other girls left, leaving only Han Xiaoxia. Han Xiaoxia, why aren't you leaving? Wang Zhong stood up, pulled her skirt and asked curiously. Lil Dai, there's something I don't know if I should tell you. Seeing that Han Xiaoxia seemed to be thinking about something, Wang Zhong said, let's talk while we walk. Yes. Walking out of the milk tea shop, Han Xiaoxia said, actually, I shouldn't have said this, but I couldn't help it. Go ahead, I won't tell anyone else. Yes. Because she had just been saved by Wang Zhong, Han Xiaoxia now trusted Wang Zhong very much. She said, actually, Ma Kai was really good to me in the past. Han Xiaoxia began to talk. In the beginning, Ma Kai also used the knowledge he taught Han Xiaoxia to deliberately get close to Han Xiaoxia. Later, using Han Xiaoxia's good impression of him, Ma Kai asked her out for milk tea and karaoke. They were all 6th grade students. The children in the city were very precocious, so no one cared if they went to karaoke. You couldn't have been. Listening to Han Xiaoxia's story, Wang Zhong had a bad premonition in his heart. That time when we went to karaoke, he forced me to kiss him. Later, I drank until I vomited and went home. Later he asked me, got a room? Wang Zhong asked. Yes. This guy is really a good for nothing. Did you agree to it? Later, when you transferred to the school, he didn't ask me out. He became more and more cold to me. Then you're really lucky. Wang Zhong patted Han Xiaoxia's shoulder and said frankly, if it weren't for me, you might have already lost your virginity and been dumped by him. Han Xiaoxia's face turned pale. Although she was still a primary school student, she understood these things. For a moment, she was very glad that she saw through this Ma Kai. Thank you, Xiao Dai. It's okay. Women should be strong. Don't shed a tear for those men in the future. Yes. That night, when Wang Zhong returned home, he felt that the atmosphere was a bit strange. The food at home wasn't cooked. His younger brother, Song Baoqiang, was looking at him sneakily while his parents were glaring at him. Dad, Mom, why didn't you cook? Wang Zhong walked in and asked. Pa. Unexpectedly, Song Jiansai slammed the table and shouted angrily. You still have the face to say that? Let me ask you, where have you been? Why are you only back now? It's only been a few days and you already know that you can't come back from playing outside. Song Jiansai, look at the good daughter your parents raised for us. What has she become? This is outrageous. Hu Zuelan pointed at Wang Zhong's nose and scolded. Can you not always bring my parents into your scolding? Song Jiansai said coldly. How can I not say it? It's all your parents' fault. Alright, I won't talk to you anymore. Song Jiansai also had a headache about his wife's unreasonable temper. He then said to Wang Zhong, let me ask you, why did you come back so late today? Wang Zhong felt strange. Was it because he came back late and they were worried about his safety? But this didn't fit their character. Wang Zhong didn't have any hope for them. Yes, why did you come back so late? Didn't I tell you to go home early and cook the food? Look at us, we got off work so late and didn't have anything to eat when we came home. It's fine for us, but what about your brother? Your brother is hungry now, do you know that? Hu Zuelan also scolded. Dad, Mom, I'm hungry, Song Baoqiang shouted and looked at Wang Zhong with resentment. He wanted to see how his sister felt when she was scolded. Wang Zhong laughed in his heart. It turned out that they were scolding him because he didn't cook. I had something to do at school today, so I came back late, Wang Zhong replied. You came back late? Did you commit a crime? No. If I find out that you committed a crime, I'll beat you to death. Hu Zuelan scolded. Song Jiansai muttered. What's the point of a girl going to school? In my opinion, it's better for her to stay at home and do the laundry. Anyway, she will get married after graduating from junior high. It's compulsory education now. If you don't go to school, it's against the law. Hutsuelon understood this quite well. In the end, Hutsuelon cooked the meal. She cooked a bowl of red braised pork, but most of it was eaten by her brother. When Wang Zhong wanted to take a bite, Song Jiansai glared at him and stopped him. After graduating from junior high, I will leave this place. At night, Wang Zhong secretly made up his mind. Chapter 770. In the following days, Wang Zhong's life was still not very good. At home, he had to do housework and so on. He also wanted to leave here, but in this life he was just a weak girl, and a beautiful little girl. In this society, being beautiful was a sin. He was worried that he would be kidnapped as soon as he went out. If he was sold to the mountains as a wife, it would be funny. In addition, he had no identity certificate and no education. So before he was a minor, he must rely on learning to lay a good foundation for himself and make a name for himself in the future. His life at home, he could only endure for the time being. Fortunately, his brother Song Baoqiang was very afraid of him now and did not dare to bully him. So it was a little better. As for the school, now Wang Zhong was the big sister of the girls in the class. Not to mention the girls, even the boys had to call Wang Zhong big sister when they saw her. Of course, Ma Kai was very angry with Wang Zhong and found trouble with Wang Zhong several times. The reason why he dared to blatantly target Wang Zhong was because he was the class monitor. His grades were very good, and he was often the top student in the class. He was often in the top 50 students in the school, so he was deeply loved by the teachers. However, a month later, after the school's mock exam, the situation changed. It was very simple. Wang Zhong's exam score not only exceeded Ma Kai's, but what was shocking was that he was the first in the school. When the head teacher excitedly announced Wang Zhong's score, everyone in the class was shocked. Too powerful. Sister Dai is really beautiful and her grades are good. If I were half as good as her, I would be satisfied. What are you talking about? If I could be 10% as good as her, I would be happy. Her grades are so good. I said that Sister Dai would have the qualifications to be a university student in a famous school. If anyone could pursue her, they would be willing to have their ancestral graves explode. Although the children in the city were only in 6th grade, they knew a lot of things. When everyone was shocked, only Ma Kai's eyes widened in disbelief. This Song Xiaodai, her grades are so good. Ma Kai was very jealous. Originally, he was proud of himself and wanted to crush Wang Zhong in terms of learning, and let him know how good he was. But he didn't expect. Most importantly, because of Wang Zhong's good grades, the teacher would definitely dote on him in the future. Sure enough, because Wang Zhong was always the first in the entire school, and had surpassed the second place by a lot, Wang Zhong was now treated as a delicious cake by the teachers. Not only did the teachers in his class care for Wang Zhong, but even the teachers in the other classes wanted the students to learn from Wang Zhong's fighting spirit. The principal even took Wang Zhong's essay to participate in the city's essay competition, and won second place. Because the glory was too great, Ma Kai could not afford to take revenge on Wang Zhong. Throughout the entire 6th grade, Ma Kai had learned to keep a low profile. He had finally graduated. Wang Zhong lived up to his expectations and successfully got into the best junior high school in the school, a key junior high school. The characteristic of this junior high school was that the probability of entering a key senior high school was very high. It was one of the best schools in the city and was very good. The only drawback was that it was far from home. Every day, Wang Zhong had to get up early to go to school. In junior high school, Wang Zhong met a lot of friends, and everyone was willing to know him. In just 3 months, Wang Zhong suddenly became a celebrity in the school. It was very simple. His exam results were among the best, and he became the first in the first grade exam. Unfortunately, when Wang Zhong took this report card to his parents just said coldly, "What's the use of good grades? When the time comes, you will still have to get married." The family atmosphere made Wang Zhong have the idea of accommodation. There was no way. It was too tiring to get up early to go to school every day. Moreover, he also noticed a very serious problem. Although this body in this life was very beautiful, and was a great beauty in the making, it was too weak, and the quality of its body was not very good. So Wang Zhong was worried that if he was tired for a long time, his body would not be able to take it. On the weekend, after Wang Zhong ordered his brother to do the housework, he snatched his brother's pocket money and warned him, "I will use this money to buy something. Don't tell mom and dad, okay?" Song Baoqiang's lips squirmed, and he wanted to refuse. But he did not dare. Because every time he refused, his cruel sister would let him know why the flowers were so red. After going out, Wang Zhong went to buy some fried chicken wings to satisfy his appetite. While eating, he saw the beautiful clothes in the window by the roadside and wondered if he should buy a few beautiful clothes for himself. Since he was young, the only new clothes he wore was the school uniform. As for the other clothes he wore, they were all given to him by others. Wang Zhong did not care whether he was wearing second-hand clothes or not. In his opinion, it was fine as long as it was clean. But the problem was that he was not a young child anymore. He could not wear other people's clothes anymore. Everyone wanted to save face. If he kept wearing second-hand clothes, he would be laughed at. Moreover, he was also considering staying. If he stayed, he would buy a few more clothes so that it would be more convenient for him in the future. Entering the window, Wang Zhong bought a pair of jeans and a white shirt. This would add to his temperament and beauty. The money to buy the clothes was actually snatched by Wang Zhong from his brother, so he could not let his parents know about the clothes. Wang Zhong put it in his handbag and went home. While walking, Wang Zhong thought about how to get more money. If he wanted to refuse any of his parents' requests, then he must not be controlled by them. He must be financially independent before he can say no to his parents. Otherwise, it would be useless to say anything. It was just that he was too young and had to go to school. It was impossible for him to work. Although there were stocks in this world, without capital, it was impossible to invest in them. How can I make money? Subconsciously, Wang Zhong saw a hair salon in this row. In fact, it was very easy for a girl to make a lot of money, especially a beautiful girl. As long as she lay down then. Wow, what am I thinking? Wang Zhong complained and scolded himself for thinking about this. To make money, he had to take the right path. As soon as he reached the stairs, an old man in his 50s looked at him with a smile. Wang Zhong recognized this strange old man. He was his neighbor. His surname was Qin, and many people called him Uncle Qin. This Uncle Qin used to repair electric cars downstairs. In recent years, his health had not been good, so he had been resting at home. Uncle Qin's wife had died of illness a long time ago. Uncle Qin's children were working abroad, so he was the only one at home. Seeing Wang Zhong go upstairs, his eyes lit up. "Little butterfly, where are you going home?" Wang Zhong frowned. He had long noticed that this Uncle Qin was a little strange. For example, when he went home, Uncle Qin would always stare at him. Once when he went upstairs, he deliberately rubbed his arm. This made Wang Zhong feel very disgusted. He did not know what he meant. Chapter 771. Seeing that this old man wasn't a good person, Wang Zhong didn't want to bother with him and continued walking. "Hey kid, I'm talking to you. Why aren't you talking?" Mr. Qin blocked Wang Zhong's path with a smile. "Mr. Qin, what do you want to say?" Wang Zhong asked. "I'm asking you why you didn't go to school today. Where did you go? Don't you know that it's not good for students to skip classes?" "Mister, is there sh*T in your brain? Do you have Alzheimer's? Do you want me to call 120 and send you to the hospital for treatment? Don't you know that today is a weekend? School is on holiday." Wang Zhong's series of harsh words stunned Mr. Qin. "Kid, how can you say that? Why do you care what I say?" From Mr. Qin's lecherous gaze, Wang Zhong could already guess what Mr. Qin wanted from him. For a moment, he felt incomparably disgusted. Naturally, his attitude wasn't any better. Ahem, alright then. Young lady, I'm just concerned about you. Can you speak properly? Let's put it this way. I have good food at home. Do you want to eat? If you want to eat, I'll treat you." Wang Zhong's entire body turned cold. He stared coldly at the disgusting old man. This old fart dared to molest him. Just because he was beautiful? Just because he was good-looking? No, that was not the final reason. It was because this old man was a pervert. He could not just let this go when dealing with people like him. Wang Zhong rolled his eyes and came up with a plan. He smiled and said, "All right then. I'll take the things home first. I'll go to your house later." All right. By the way, this is a secret between us. You can't tell anyone else." Mr. Qin smiled triumphantly. He took out a 10 yuan note and gave it to Wang Zhong. "Take this money. Come to my house later, and I'll give you 100 yuan. How about that?" Although Mr. Qin was old, his retirement salary was quite high. After retirement, he even went into the electric car repair business. He had some spare cash. Wang Zhong did not stand on ceremony, but he did not take the money. He continued, "Isn't this too little?" Mr. Qin was amused. This girl was quite greedy. "How much do you want?" "Little sister, give me 500 yuan first. I'll go to your house to play later," Wang Zhong said boldly. Mr. Qin didn't even frown as he replied, "All right then. Don't worry, little sister. I'm a very nice person." As he spoke, he gave Wang Zhong 500 yuan. After receiving the money and returning home, Wang Zhong prepared a voice recorder for himself. This recorder was bought by her parents for her brother to learn English. It had a recording function. After turning on the recording button, she put it in her bag and went out. When he arrived at Grandpa Qin's house, Grandpa Qin was overjoyed to see Wang Zhong. "Little girl, you're here. Come in." After they entered the house, the door was closed. Uncle Qin said, "Little girl, Grandpa will show you some TV. Do you want to watch it?" When Mr. Qin took out a bunch of porn, Wang Zhong felt terrible. These perverts are so disgusting. "Then what do you want to see?" Wang Zhong did not answer. Instead he asked, "Grandpa Qin, why are you touching me?" "Ha! If you do that again, I'll call the police." "Go away." Why are you doing that?" "Boo-hoo, don't take it off." Wang Zhong shouted loudly, causing Mr. Qin to be dumbfounded. Then, Wang Zhong rushed out of the door. Uncle Qin quickly chased after him. "Hey, what are you doing?" Mr. Qin was puzzled. Why was this child suddenly screaming for no reason? Was there something wrong with him? More importantly, he hadn't even touched her. How unromantic. At this moment, Wang Zhong was standing at the door, looking at Mr. Qin with a smile. Wang Zhong held the recorder in his hand and said, "Grandpa Qin, listen to this." "Grandpa Qin, why are you touching me? If you do that again, I'll call the police." "Go away." Why are you doing that?" "Boo-hoo, don't take it off." Wang Zhong had recorded the series of words that had just been said. "Grandpa Qin, what do you think will happen if I release this?" "You're framing me. How can you be so bad at such a young age?" Uncle Qin's expression changed. In an instant, he understood that this girl was framing him. How could there be such a despicable girl in this world? Wang Zhong shrugged and said, "I'm bad." "Who's really bad?" "You know very well. Let me ask you, what's that on your table?" What Uncle Qin wanted to show him just now wasn't anything good. Wang Zhong even saw a few books about children. This Grandpa Qin wasn't a good person at all. Think about it carefully. If someone finds out what's in your room, and I play the recording, what will happen? Because Wang Zhong had already turned off the recording, no matter how much Wang Zhong threatened him, it wouldn't matter. As expected, Uncle Qin was in a bad mood. "Young lady, how about this? Seeing that I'm old, let me off. I'll buy your recorder. I'll buy it, okay?" Uncle Qin continued. "Didn't the teachers in school say that we have to respect the old and love the young? I'm already so old. You have to respect me. Get lost. Don't take advantage of your seniority," Wang Zhong scolded without holding back. Uncle Qin's expression turned ugly. "Then what do you want?" "Settle it with money. I see that you're retired and your retirement salary is quite high. You must have a lot of savings at your age, right? Just give me a few tens of thousands, and I'll give you the recorder. Otherwise, I'll call the police and sue you for indecency." A few tens of thousands. Uncle Qin was even worse now. Old people like him didn't lack money, but they were even more stingy. They would rather have their money swindled into investments and buy all sorts of health products than give it to anyone else. Hence, Uncle Chin didn't want to give out so much money. He shook his head and said, "No, this is extortion." So what if it's extortion? There were no surveillance cameras here. Wang Zhong wasn't afraid at all. "Uncle Chin, as a retiree in this city, your monthly salary should be at least 5 or 6,000, right? 7 or 8,000. You don't lack money at all. What are you saving for?" Wang Zhong smiled. "Do you believe that I'll call the police and sue you for indecency? My parents will take you to court. What awaits you isn't just prison, it's also possible that your retirement benefits will be revoked." "My retirement benefits will be revoked?" Uncle Chin was stunned. He was old and couldn't tell if Wang Zhong was telling the truth or not. However, he subconsciously thought that it was very likely. He actually had a monthly pension of more than 6,000. In a year, it would be 70,000. Hence, he was afraid that Wang Zhong would really call the police. "All right, looks like you won't cry until you see the coffin. I'll call the police right away. You can wait for your retirement benefits to be revoked." Wang Zhong didn't stand on ceremony and wanted to return to the house. Wait. I'll give you the money. How much do you want?" Uncle Chin gritted his teeth and cursed his bad luck. He usually thought that this young lady was easy to bully because she was so pretty. He didn't expect her to be so fierce. Chapter 772. A moment later, Uncle Chin took out the 50,000 that he had saved and handed it to Wang Zhong reluctantly. "I can give you the money, but you have to give me the recorder." "Here you go." Wang Zhong took the money, threw down the recorder, and left. There was so much money in the bag that it felt heavy. Once home, the brother saw Wang Zhong's big bag and asked curiously, "Sister, what's in your bag?" Kids shouldn't ask so much. Oh. Their parents weren't home. So Song Baoqiang was very scared of Wang Zhong. He didn't dare to argue with Wang Zhong anymore. Not long after Wang Zhong returned to her room, she took a sturdy cloth bag and put the money in it. Then, she went downstairs to the bank. "Sister, I want to apply for a bank card," Wang Zhong said in a cute voice. "Okay." The staff at the counter liked such a pretty little girl from the bottom of her heart. But soon she was stunned. This little girl actually wanted to deposit 50,000 at once. The lady said that she had seen countless people saving money, but this was the first time she saw such a young child saving so much money at once. But she didn't ask much. These days, children could get more than 100,000 at once. This was nothing. After depositing the money, Wang Zhong took the bank card and left. On the way, Wang Zhong flung her skirt and felt very emotional. She didn't expect her first bucket of gold to come from this way. It was a pity that the recorder was taken away. Otherwise, she could extort a few more times in the future. She didn't go home immediately. Instead, she bought a bowl of seafood ramen from a roadside noodle shop. She ate happily as a celebration. With this amount of starting capital, Wang Zhong started to think about investing in stocks. But it seemed that it wasn't easy to open an investment account when you were underage. That was a rule in this world. Forget it. It's good to have some interest. When she got home, she heard her parents questioning her brother. "Why isn't the recorder with you? Did you drop it?" The younger brother was so anxious that he was about to cry. "I clearly brought her back from school. Xiaodai, Daddy is asking you, did you see your brother's recorder?" Song Jiansai asked, "Did you take it away?" Of course, Wang Zhong wouldn't admit it. "I didn't." "You're not lying, are you?" Hu Tsuilan walked over. She didn't quite believe it. In her opinion, her brother was so outstanding. How could he lie? Therefore, Xiaodai must be talking nonsense. Wang Zhong understood his parents' psychology very well, so he explained, "I'm definitely not lying. First of all, my grades are so good that I don't need the recorder at all. Second, the recorder isn't worth much. Why would I need it? What do you think?" After hearing what Wang Zhong said, his parents felt that it made sense, so they questioned his younger brother again. Poor brother Baoqiang was so anxious that he cried. Although he was the apple of his parents' eye, the repeater cost more than 100 yuan. If he lost it, he would have to buy a new one. If his parents got angry, they would beat him up. Sure enough, in the end, Song Baoqiang's ears were twisted 180 degrees, causing Song Baoqiang to wail in pain. In the end, they couldn't find the recorder. Hu Zuelan could only give up. Xiao Dai, what are you doing? Look at the time. Hurry up and cook. Hu Zuelan was tired from beating him up. Only then did she realize that dinner hadn't been cooked. Dad, Mom, I've thought about it. I'm too far away from school. I have to wake up early for school every day. I'm too tired. I want to stay in the dormitory. Wang Zhong didn't cook. As expected, Song Jiansai was the first to be unhappy. He frowned. He took out a can of beer from the fridge and snorted. If you stay in the dormitory, who's going to do the housework? You're not allowed to go. His voice was firm. Hu Zuelan also said, yes, there's a lot of work at home. I go to work every day and come home late. Your dad is the same. Daughter, you should stay at home. It's warm and comfortable. Plus, you can stay with Mom and Dad. Isn't that great? Wang Zhong laughed coldly in his heart. To him, he would rather not have such a home. But I'm too tired. I don't want to wake up so early to go to school every day. Tired? What does a kid like you know? You have to endure hardships to rise above others. Don't you know that? Song Jiansai took another sip of beer and continued scolding. In my opinion, if you don't know how to endure hardships at such a young age, you'll only be like this in the future. You're really a money loser. Well, since you say I'm a money loser, then let me stay in the dormitory. I promise I won't bother you. I won't do any housework in the future. Wang Zhong said bluntly. You dare. Song Jiansai glared. Don't you know how to behave? Don't you know that Mom and Dad work very hard every day? If you don't do the housework, who will? That's right. Xiao Dai apologized quickly. Hu Zuelan said. I won't. In short, whoever wants to do the housework can do it. I definitely won't do it again. With 50,000 yuan, he felt more confident. Oh sure. If you don't do it, let's see if I'll still give you pocket money in the future. Song Jiansai sneered as if he had caught Wang Zhong's weakness. Wang Zhong also sneered. I'm sorry. You have never given me pocket money. Have you forgotten? Song Jiansai was stunned. He recalled that he had never given Wang Zhong any pocket money. That's fine. You're not afraid of not giving you pocket money, right? I won't pay you tuition. Let's see what you can do. Song Jiansai snorted and took out his trump card. Wang Zhong knew he would say that. Fortunately, he had 50,000 yuan now. What was there to be afraid of? The tuition for a semester was only 2,000 to 3,000 yuan. It was enough for him to spend. However, even if he wasn't afraid, he couldn't let Song Jiansai off so easily. Wouldn't that be letting him off easy? Therefore, Wang Zhong said disdainfully, fine. If you don't want to give, then don't. I'll call the police. You're depriving me of my right to go to school. I can't do anything to you, but the police can. Yee, you're pissing me off. Song Jiansai picked up the feather duster and whipped him. Wang Zhong wanted to run, but he couldn't because Hu Zuelan had stopped him. His parents worked together, and the feather duster fell like raindrops. That night, Wang Zhong's hands and feet were bruised from the beating. However, he was unyielding. He rushed out of the door and called the police, reporting his parents for domestic abuse. Soon the police came and severely criticized his parents. In the end, they were severely criticized for favoring boys over girls. Song Jiansai and Hu Zuelan felt embarrassed after being lectured by the police. They blamed Wang Zhong to death in their hearts. However, they couldn't show it in front of the police. They had no choice. They had agreed to Wang Zhong's request for accommodation. They would also give Wang Zhong 100 yuan pocket money every month for him to spend. At that point, the matter had come to an end. The next day, Wang Zhong packed his things. After contacting his homeroom teacher, he registered for the school dormitory. From that day onwards, his school dormitory life officially began. Chapter 773. After moving into the school dormitory, life was indeed much easier. Wang Zhong was like the other girls who lived in the female dormitory. He washed his own clothes, showered together, and bathed together. Life was boundless. For meals, he would go to the cafeteria with a few girls. The food in the cafeteria wasn't delicious, but there weren't many choices in his life as a student. Wang Zhong persevered through all of this. In the first year of junior high, the school exam results were finally released. Wang Zhong had no doubt that he was first in the grade. Even in the whole city, he would be first. Such a top student naturally attracted the attention of the teachers. Wang Zhong received even more attention. The homeroom teacher was also very concerned about Wang Zhong. After learning about Wang Zhong's family situation, the homeroom teacher was very angry. What era was it now? There were still people who favored boys over girls. Therefore, the homeroom teacher used her own salary to buy Wang Zhong a second-hand mobile phone. She reminded Wang Zhong that if he needed help in the future, he must be sure to tell her immediately. I know, thank you, teacher. Wang Zhong was so touched that he was about to cry. Sure enough, teachers were the best. This year's New Year didn't go well. Wang Zhong didn't return home for many days. Only then did he realize that many things were missing. The bowls and chopsticks were smashed, 2 pots were missing, and the television and refrigerator were smashed into pieces. After asking his younger brother, Song Baoqiang, Wang Zhong found out that his parents had been quarreling recently. The reason was simple. Because his father drank, he went crazy at the construction site and broke the newly renovated floor and electrical appliances. All these things added up to more than 100,000 yuan, not to mention that these things had to be dismantled and redone. That was ridiculously expensive. Because of this, because the family lost so much money, Hu Zuelan naturally made a scene. The two of them fought. I can't live like this, I can't live like this. That night, Hu Zuelan made a scene again. Divorce, I want to divorce you. Divorce it is. I don't want to live with you anyway. Song Jiansai said disdainfully. Okay, then we'll divorce. It's up to you. We'll split the assets in half and the son will be mine. Song Jiansai smoked a cigarette. It wasn't that he didn't want the property, but he had used up all his money to pay off his debts. He had no money at all. Even now, they were still living in the same place. In your dreams. My son is mine. In fact, there was no benefit for Hu Zuelan to have her son, but Hu Zuelan didn't want Song Jiansai to have an easy time. Get the hell out of here. My son has my surname. Why should he follow you? For Song Jiansai, his son was a descendant of the Song clan. Of course he was his son. The husband and wife were not willing to give in to each other, so they started to fight. Wang Zhong had no choice but to call the police. The whole family spent the new year in quarrels. After the new year, as expected, his parents went to settle the divorce procedures. In the end, his son followed his father, while Wang Zhong followed his mother. Half a year later, his mother married someone named Zhang Detsai. Zhang Detsai was also remarried and had a son. His son was 2 years older than Wang Zhong, and was currently in high school. Zhang Detsai was just an ordinary worker with a monthly salary of more than 3,000. Logically speaking, his mother, Hu Zuelan, wouldn't like him. But this Zhang Detsai was a local. His family demolished several houses and got hundreds of thousands. For the sake of money, Hu Zuelan married him. Zhang Detsai was quite honest and treated Wang Zhong well. He bought new clothes for Wang Zhong several times. Every time Wang Zhong didn't stay in school during the weekend, Zhang Detsai would always give Wang Zhong something delicious to eat. However, these small favors didn't make Wang Zhong feel good. It was very simple. Because he felt that Zhang Detsai's eyes were strange every time he looked at him. Especially when he was wearing a skirt. Zhang Detsai would stare at his calves from time to time. Wang Zhong knew that Zhang Detsai was probably up to no good. Fortunately, he didn't live at home all the time. He spent most of his time at school. At the end of the second day, Wang Zhong didn't go home. Instead, he found a job distributing flyers to earn some pocket money. Finally, it was the third day. After finishing his work, Wang Zhong went home to prepare some clothes. Today his mother went out to work. Zhang Detsai asked for leave to stay at home. Xiao Dai, when are you going to enroll in school? Zhang Detsai sat in the small living room and patted the sofa to call Wang Zhong over. Wang Zhong, of course, didn't go over. Instead, he packed his clothes and said, "In 3 days. Oh, Xiao Dai, come here. You're going to school soon. Dad wants to tell you something." If you want to tell me something, just say it. Wang Zhong said plainly. You child, I'm educating you. I want you to study hard. Wang Zhong chuckled. I'm always the first in my exams. How can you expect me to study hard? Zhang Dicai thought about it. All of a sudden, he stood up and walked towards Wang Zhong. As Wang Zhong guessed, Zhang Dicai really had bad intentions while his mother was not here. However, if he thought that Wang Zhong was easy to bully, then he was wrong. Wang Zhong looked at Zhang Dicai coldly and said, What do you want to do? I'll teach you something. Zhang Dicai said disgustedly. The next moment, Zhang Dicai rushed over. Wang Zhong was already prepared for this and sent a kick over. Because the angle was accurate, Zhang Dicai was kicked so hard that he arched his back and twitched in pain. Later, Wang Zhong picked up his phone, trotted to the door, grabbed the scissors and said, Zhang Dicai, do you believe that I'll call the police right away? Xiao Dai, Dad was impulsive. Don't call the police. Even if you don't think about me, you have to think about your mother. Oh, do you think I'll think so much? Wang Zhong said bluntly. Have you thought about it? Even if you call the police, I'm afraid the police won't believe you. After all, you don't have any evidence. Zhang Dicai's original plan was to look at Wang Zhong's young age and fool him. He didn't expect this little girl to be so fierce, like a little pepper. He didn't know which boy would benefit from her in the future. Wang Zhong said coldly, You think I don't have evidence? You're looking down on me too much. Wang Zhong calmly took out his phone and opened a video. It played the scene where Zhang Dicai took off his clothes and rushed into Wang Zhong to attack Wang Zhong. In fact, when Wang Zhong went in, he had already turned on his phone's camera and positioned it so that he could leave behind evidence. Sure enough, this small detail was used by him. Zhang Dicai's face changed. You actually filmed it. If not, how can people know you're bad? That wait, I apologize, I'll give you money. Sorry it's late. In fact, when I was talking to you, I was already. Wang Zhong retreated to the door. Call the police. Waiting for you is the punishment of the law. Chapter 774. Zhang Dicai was really anxious at this time and scolded. You unfilial daughter. Have you thought that if I go in, you and your mother will be kicked out, you will be homeless, you will become homeless, you will become homeless? Wang Zhong shrugged and said, Then let's wait and see. With that, Wang Zhong quickly left. After the police came, Hu Zuelan also came back. Seeing Zhang Dicai being taken to the police car by the police, Hu Zuelan's mood was very complicated. She thought for a long time, pulled Wang Zhong into the house and suddenly pleaded, Xiao Dai, Mom wants to discuss something with you. Don't tell me you want me to let Zhang Dicai go? Wang Zhong coldly said. Sure enough, Hu Zuelan sighed and said, Xiao Dai, you have grown up. You should know that being a woman is not easy. My salary is only 2,000. I don't even have a house here. How can I support you? Wang Zhong lightly said. What are you afraid of? I can help you get the money. How? Hu Zuelan's face was full of disbelief. It's very simple. You and Zhang Dicai are husband and wife. After the divorce, even if he can't give you half, he will give you a sum of money. This money is enough for us to live. Wang Zhong thought about it. Zhang Dicai is too disgusting. He must divorce her mother. Hu Zuelan worriedly said. Can I really get a sum of money? Of course. I also have some research on the law. I know this better than you. At this moment, Hu Zuelan suddenly realized that her daughter has really grown up. She is much more capable than her. Then, okay, I will listen to you. For Hu Zuelan, she actually has no feelings for Zhang Dicai. Being with Zhang Dicai is completely to support the family. If she can have a sum of money, living will not be a problem in the future. Then there is really no need to be with him. The plan was carried out according to Wang Zhong's plan. According to the law of this world, Zhang Dicai was sentenced to more than half a year for indecency. At the same time, Hu Zuelan asked for a divorce. Originally, Hu Zuelan and he have not been married for long. It is impossible to get much of the property. However, because Zhang Dicai molested Wang Zhong, the judge focused on this point. He thinks that Hu Zuelan and her daughter should be given special care. In the end, Zhang Dicai paid more than 300,000 in divorce fees. What Wang Zhong did not expect is that Zhang Ditsai's son actually refused. The reason was simple. The money belonged to Zhang Ditsai, and Zhang Ditsai's money would eventually belong to his son. As Zhang Ditsai's son, naturally he will not take so much money. I'm telling you, mother and daughter, move out immediately. As for money, not a single cent in Zhang Ditsai's son Zhang Zhang's extremely arrogantly. At this time the man's. During an argument, the advantage of a man's strength would make a woman fearful. Zhang's Zhang. Zhang Wei was extremely proud. The next moment he took out a kitchen knife and cursed, "You want money? I'll chop you to death." He was very proud, and it was clear that Wang Zhong and his mother are women, so they can't beat him. With Wang Zhong's current strength, he really can't beat him. However, this is a modern society. Losing a fight is shameful, and winning a fight is a loss of money. In this day and age, whoever fought would be considered brainless. Therefore, Wang Zhong didn't intend to fight at all and said to Hu Tsuelan, "Let's go." Let's go. Hu Tsuelan was stunned and somewhat unwilling. After all, it is more than 300,000. Wang Zhong secretly thought that Hu Tsuelan can't see the situation clearly. It is useless to stay here. Instead, she will suffer. He has to be smart. Let's go. Wang Zhong didn't say anything and pulled Hu Tsuelan down. As soon as they went down, Hu Tsuelan was worried. What should we do now? There is so much money. Do we really not want it? Mom, you are getting more and more confused. How can I, Song Xiaodai, not want so much money? Then what about our daughter? Hu Tsuelan sighed. She thought of her son and wondered how good it would be if Wang Zhong was a boy. He would definitely be able to control Zhang Wei. Wang Zhong said, in this day and age, is there still a need to fight? If Zhang Wei doesn't want to pay, fine. Don't they have a house? Just seize it. Therefore, Wang Zhong used the legal weapon and asked the court to seize Zhang Ditsai and Zhang Wei's house and enforce it. The lawsuit lasted for more than 3 months. Although Zhang Wei didn't want to pay, he realized that the impact of this matter was too great. First of all, Zhang Ditsai deliberately didn't pay when he had the money. This would affect his future college education. Second, the court had already begun to seize their house. The next step was to auction it. This was enforcement. As long as you have property under your name, there is no need to worry about you not paying. In the end, Zhang Wei gave in and gave Hu Tsuelan all the money. However, Wang Zhong took away all the money. Mom, you're old and it's not easy for you to manage money. Let me manage it for you. Wang Zhong said lightly. Of course, this was all an excuse. Because in Wang Zhong's opinion, he still had a younger brother. What if Hu Tsuelan wanted to give the money to his younger brother? Could it be that he had been busy with lawsuits and debts recently? After working so hard to run around, he wouldn't get anything in the end? Therefore, Wang Zhong naturally wanted to keep the money for himself. All right, I know you're worried that I'll give the money to your younger brother, right? Hu Tsuelan sighed. Wang Zhong nodded and didn't deny it. After I divorced your father, I've seen through it. Although you're a girl, you're not worse than a man. In the future, I'll listen to you. Hu Tsuelan had seen through a lot of misfortune in her marriage over the years. It's good that you can think it through. After taking the money, Wang Zhong rented a house for his mother near the school. He continued to live in the dormitory mainly because it was convenient and there were many good friends. Sometimes, he felt that it was quite good for girls to chat together. Naturally, Wang Zhong was one of the more taciturn ones amongst this group of girls. The main reason was that Wang Zhong felt that as a man, he had nothing to talk about with this group of girls. It was more childish. However, even he didn't expect that his cold personality would give him a nickname, Cold-Face Goddess. As a goddess and a top student, Wang Zhong was naturally ranked by many students in the school. He was honored to be ranked first among all the goddesses. Many students would think of Wang Zhong when they heard the Cold-Face Goddess. As for the other goddesses who were ranked behind him, they all felt that this ranking was very suitable because they were also convinced by Wang Zhong. Of course, because Wang Zhong was a goddess, there were naturally many stubborn boys who pursued him. However, without exception, they were all rejected by Wang Zhong. Song Xiaodai, don't fall in love early. I will broadcast all the love letters to anyone who sends me. Chapter 775. I Song Xiaodai, do not fall in love early. For those who send me love letters, I will broadcast these love letters. As the goddess of the school, after Wang Zhong recited several love letters to him, everyone finally saw his shrewdness. Sure enough, no one dared to send him a love letter. This made many girls look at him with admiration. If they were as powerful and domineering as Song Xiaodai, how good would that be? Finally, it was the third year of junior high school entrance exam. The exam was not stressful for Wang Zhong. However, Wang Zhong was also troubled because he was thinking about what to do in the future. He was a girl, so naturally he couldn't do manual labor. After thinking about it, Wang Zhong wondered if he should become an entertainment star. Entertainment stars were very glamorous, and the leading female stars had countless fans. The salary was also high, and the capable ones had set up their own studio. However, there was also a problem. That was the unspoken rules. Wang Zhong was also a superstar before. Although he was a male star, he was also very familiar with the unspoken rules. It can be said that if there was no one in this circle, many people would be subjected to the unspoken rules. If you were obedient, the people above would give you resources, give you exposure, and help you gain popularity. If you were not obedient, then sorry, you would be frozen. Even in that circle, you might be secretly drugged. Wang Zhong admitted that his family background was too poor. If he entered that circle, he would have to guard against fire, theft, and girlfriends. It was too tiring. Therefore, he didn't want to go down this road. Then he would do business. For doing business, Wang Zhong also had a lot of experience. In the past, he had invested in 4S stores, real estate, and finance. These were handy. The only difficulty was that he didn't have startup funds. After thinking about it, Wang Zhong decided to find a stable job in the future. When he saved a lot of money, he would do business. This was also to ensure stability. After all, he found that this world was different from the previous world. With his current identity, he couldn't come into contact with the world's financial order, real estate information, and business information. Therefore, if he did business rashly, he was worried that he would fail. This time, he applied for the best high school in the city, Experimental High School. Xiaodai, how do I do this question? Xiaodai, can you please show me my essay? Xiaodai, how do you memorize words? Because Wang Zhong was very outstanding, many students would ask him for help when they had questions about their studies. Wang Zhong was also a good person. He taught them one by one. In any case, he already understood these questions. Because of Wang Zhong's existence, there were more and more outstanding students in his class. When it came to the graduation exam, the admission rate for high school had reached an astonishing 100%. The class teacher and the teachers were all very excited about this exam. However, all good things must come to an end. Everyone was about to graduate. Before graduation, Wang Zhong, as the class monitor, organized a graduation party. For this gathering, the students were all dressed up beautifully. A person named Zhang Xiaowei attracted a lot of attention. They realized that Zhang Xiaowei had been sent there by a chauffeur in a luxury car. Obviously, Zhang Xiaowei was a hidden rich second generation. This scene shocked all the students. One had to know that although Zhang Xiaowei's grades were not bad, and he was the representative of the Chinese class in the class, however, he always kept a low profile. The way he usually dressed and ate was no different from the rest of them. Of course, some attentive students would also realize that when someone in the class was in trouble, Zhang Xiaowei would donate the most. His pocket money seemed to have never been cut off. From time to time, he would buy some snacks for everyone to eat. Now that they thought about it, he was not short of money at all. I didn't expect Zhang Xiaowei to be so rich. Yeah, he actually drove such a good car here. There's even a chauffeur. This car must be worth at least 3 million, right? Of course. Damn it. Why didn't I find out that Zhang Xiaowei was a rich second generation earlier? Why damn it? A pretty girl roared at the sky. Zhang Xiaowei looked at the eyes of his classmates. He was also very melancholic. Although he was young, his mind was more mature than his peers. When he was young, his parents told him that they were super rich and must keep a low profile outside. Originally, Zhang Xiaowei did not understand his parents' intention. When he was in elementary school, his classmates knew that he was rich, and their attitude towards him was somewhat complicated. Some people hated his wealth, and some people flattered him, hoping to get some pocket money from him. At this time, Zhang Xiaowei understood. Therefore, when he entered junior high school, he chose to keep a low profile. Now that he had graduated, he wanted to tell his classmates proudly, "I'm not pretending anymore. I'm telling the truth. I'm a super rich second generation." Of course, the most important thing was that he wanted someone to know about his existence. He hoped that the person he liked would take a look at him. When he thought of this person, he subconsciously glanced at the seat. Wang Zhong was playing with his phone alone. He was browsing a website, thinking about what sanitary products to buy. When he thought of these sanitary products, Wang Zhong had a headache. He was really embarrassed. At this moment, his heart skipped a beat. He felt a gaze looking at him. This was a woman's sixth sense. It was usually very accurate. When he looked over, it turned out that Zhang Xiaowei was looking at him. When Zhang Xiaowei saw Wang Zhong looking at him, his heart beat faster. This was the goddess that haunted his dreams. For her, Zhang Xiaowei did not hesitate to expose his identity as a super-rich second generation. In fact, when they were in school, Zhang Xiaowei tried to pursue Wang Zhong from time to time. For example, he bought her delicious food. Even on Wang Zhong's birthday, he would give her gifts and ask Wang Zhong out for milk tea. However, Wang Zhong still ignored him. On the contrary, Wang Zhong always said earnestly, "Zhang Xiaowei, you're still young. In the future, you should save money and study hard. Do you understand?" Zhang Xiaowei was very disappointed. He thought that he was very outstanding, but he did not understand why Wang Zhong ignored him. He had no choice but to take advantage of today's last gathering before graduation, to find Wang Zhong, and lay his cards on the table. He would let her see that he was a super-rich second generation. Would she be convinced? Zhang Xiaowei had a good plan. When he saw Wang Zhong, he pretended to walk over. While walking, he chatted with his classmates. While chatting, Zhang Xiaowei looked at Wang Zhong from time to time. What made him speechless was that Wang Zhong didn't even look at him. This made him feel very frustrated. Why? Why is this? Why doesn't Song Xiaodai look at me? Zhang Xiaowei was in pain. Suddenly he had an idea. He found the waiter and whispered a few words to him. Soon, the waiter understood and shouted to the students. "Students, Mr. Zhang Xiaowei said that everyone can eat and drink as much as they want. Mr. Zhang will pay for tonight's expenses." Chapter 776. Young Master Zhang will pay for tonight's meal. As soon as this was said, everyone was stunned. Then, the audience burst into deafening applause. Facing such a huge applause, Zhang Xiaowei was very excited. Because of excitement, his whole face was red. In the past, he felt that being rich was not a big deal, but now he was glad that he was born in a super-rich family. Zhang Xiaowei pressed his hand and smiled. "We are all classmates, let's continue to eat." With that, he picked up a glass of Sprite and drank it in one gulp. The students thanked him one after another. Wang Zhong was also very surprised. He didn't expect Zhang Xiaowei to be a little rich hidden in the class. However, a rich person is a rich person. Why did Zhang Xiaowei look at him from time to time when he was talking? Was he saying this for him to hear? Thinking of this, Wang Zhong felt that it was more and more likely. It was very simple. Zhang Xiaowei used to stick to him for a while, giving him this and that, which made him very speechless. Now it seemed that Zhang Xiaowei still didn't give up. Sure enough, Zhang Xiaowei walked towards Wang Zhong in the next moment. Zhang Xiaowei walked over with a bottle of orange juice in his hand and smiled at Wang Zhong. "Xiaodai, why aren't you eating?" "I'm on a diet recently." Wang Zhong naturally wouldn't say that he was browsing for hygiene products, so he responded casually. At the same time, Wang Zhong was thinking about how to reject Zhang Xiaowei and let him stop pursuing her. "You're still on a diet? To be honest, Xiaodai, in my mind, you are the most beautiful goddess. There is no need to lose weight at all." With that, Zhang Xiaowei couldn't help but feel proud. This flattery would definitely make Xiao Dai very happy. Unfortunately, Zhang Xiaowei was wrong. His words made Wang Zhong frown. Is there such a bad way of pursuing a girl these days? Wang Zhong could only squeeze out a smile at Zhang Xiaowei's words. Why aren't you eating? I had a bowl of bird's nest when I came here. I'm a little full. Oh, your family is so rich. You even eat bird's nest as a snack. Wang Zhong casually said. It's okay. By the way, I heard from my mom that bird's nest is very nourishing for girls. It can beautify and nourish their skin. It can also help with weight loss. If you want, I can give it to you, Zhang Xiaowei said. Wang Zhong said, forget it. I don't really like to eat these luxuries. Sure enough, she was a good girl. Zhang Xiaodai didn't want to eat these good things. Wang Zhong didn't expect that the more he didn't want these good things, the more Zhang Xiaowei thought his quality was good. Such a girl could not be found even if one searched for her with a lantern. Oh right, Lil Dai, let me tell you a piece of good news. Zhang Xiaowei continued. What is it? It must be a good thing. Aren't you going to experimental high school? I'm going there too. I asked my dad to ask around. I'm in the same class as you. What a coincidence. Wang Zhong was surprised. Yes, I was also surprised to hear this news. Wang Zhong nodded. He guessed that Zhang Xiaowei must have used some of his acquaintances to operate in secret. Otherwise, how could it be so coincidental? Thinking of this, Wang Zhong was both angry and amused. In order to pursue him, this Zhang Xiaowei was really willing to do anything. I can only blame myself for being too charming and beautiful. Oh right, Lil Dai, what are you going to do this summer? I'm going to travel abroad. Do you want to come? Wang Zhong naturally refused and said, I'm going to work. Work? Well, my family has no money. I don't have time to play like you. Then I'll work too, Zhang Xiaowei quickly said. Where are you going to work? At this time, Wang Zhong was really annoyed by the questions. If Zhang Xiaowei knew about it, wouldn't he come looking for me? So he shook his head and said that he didn't know. Zhang Xiaowei was very disappointed and said, If you find it, you must tell me. We are classmates. If we work together, it's good to take care of each other. Okay. Wang Zhong nodded and agreed. Soon the food was served. Because everyone was young, no one drank. Everyone replaced the wine with drinks and toasted each other. During the meal, there were many boys who looked for Wang Zhong to drink. They were about to separate. These classmates who regarded Wang Zhong as the goddess in their hearts were very reluctant. Class monitor, if you encounter any trouble in the future, you must tell me. I will definitely help you. Class monitor Lil Dai, if you encounter something unhappy, you must tell me. Let you be happy, right? Wang Zhong said. The classmate who spoke was stunned and waved his hand with a red face. Of course not, I didn't mean that. Well, I, Song Xiaodai, understand everyone's intentions. Cheers everyone. Anyway, everyone is in the chat group. If there is anything in the future, we can chat. Well, okay. The classmates were all excited and the atmosphere was getting lighter and lighter. When they were almost done eating, everyone left. Wang Zhong also went back. The first thing he did was to prepare the clothes he would need to work outside. Lil Dai, you are a big child. Be careful when you go out alone. When they went out, Hu Tsuelon sighed and said, I know, you can rest assured. Wang Zhong said in an unconcerned tone. This time he chose to go out to work in a big city, Mahai City. Mahai City was a well-known first-tier city. Every graduation season, there were many college students who came here to look for work. The reason why Wang Zhong found this place was to broaden his horizons and make money on the way. Soon, Wang Zhong found a job as a waiter in a fast food restaurant. Work made him very fulfilling, and he also made a lot of friends here. In the spare time from work, Wang Zhong also took out 100,000 yuan and tried to invest in the stock market. Unfortunately, the stock market was not vigilant these days. The market did not rise much, and some small stocks were half dead. When the summer vacation was about to end, the money invested in the stock market lost tens of thousands. This gave Wang Zhong some headaches. Fortunately, he did not invest a lot of money at the beginning. Otherwise, the hundreds of thousands he had lost would be huge. It was finally time to go to school. On the first day of reporting to high school, Wang Zhong was amazed by the majestic school. This is the foundation of a good school. It is really majestic. There were 3 other girls who lived in the same dormitory, and they were all good-looking. Wang Zhong got along well with them, and soon they became good sisters and best friends. Just like in junior high school, Wang Zhong became a celebrity in the school before the first semester was over. It couldn't be helped. Wang Zhong's academic results were really too good. Even the principal was shocked by him, and declared that Wang Zhong's academic results were the best in recent years. Therefore, Wang Zhong became the goddess of experimental high school again. In the second year of high school, Wang Zhong was already slim and graceful, with a height of 1.7 meters. This height was considered very tall among girls. High school was very stressful, but even so, Wang Zhong found that many of the girls around him had boyfriends. This made Wang Zhong feel that it was so easy to chase girls. Xiao Dai, my boyfriend said that he is going to eat hot pot tonight with his friends in the dormitory. Let's go together. On this day, her good sister Lin Xiaoxiao said. Chapter 777. In school, there were quite a lot of social gatherings between dorms. In fact, it was more of a blind date in disguise than a friendship gathering. For this kind of thing, Wang Zhong naturally refused. I'm sorry, Xiaoxiao, I still have homework to do. Xiao Dai, it's actually my birthday today, let's go together. Lin Xiaoxiao shook Wang Zhong's arm and said. Wang Zhong had no choice but to say, okay. Lin Xiaoxiao's boyfriend was called Wu Dan. He had a bold personality, and like Lin Xiaoxiao, he liked to play. There were 4 girls on Wang Zhong's side, and 4 boys on Wu Dan's side. As soon as they went over, the other 3 boys looked at Wang Zhong in a daze. A handsome boy was the boldest. He took the initiative to stand up and pull out a chair for Wang Zhong. He smiled and said, I've heard a lot about our school's #1 campus belle, please sit. To be honest, Wang Zhong was embarrassed. At the same time, he was a man after all. Looking at the boys who were staring at him lecherously, he felt speechless. After the conversation, he knew that the boy who pulled out the chair for him was called Sun Wenba. Among this group of boys, Sun Wenba was the most eloquent. He kept saying that his father was a big boss, and he would pay for this meal. Then he bragged about how many friends he had outside. Many big brothers knew him and gave him face. In the future, when he went out to sing or something, it would be free of charge. In Wang Zhong's ears, there was a large proportion of bragging. But the other girls didn't understand. Strictly speaking, they hadn't entered society yet. When they saw Sun Wenba talking so much, saying that he was a rich second generation, and knew a lot of big brothers outside, if these words were true, it would be easy for people to have a good impression of him. But Wang Zhong knew that these were fake. He wasn't a roundworm in Sun Wenba's stomach. The reason why he was sure that it was fake was very simple. A person who could really make people give face couldn't be like Sun Wenba, because such a person would definitely be beaten up if he went out. When the meal was almost finished, Sun Wenba proposed to go to karaoke. After that, this guy kept winking at his roommates. These days, bragging did have some innate advantages. For example, right now this group of boys was led by Sun Wenba, and a few of them listened to Sun Wenba. So Wu Dan said, Then go. Xiaoxiao, I'll bring the cake for you later. Alright then. Lin Xiaoxiao was gentle and listened to Wu Dan. I don't think that's a good idea. We still have to wake up early tomorrow. A girl named Shinaza was a little unhappy. High school was one of the busiest semesters in one's entire academic life, because the next step was to take the university entrance exam. The students who could get into experimental high school were basically the top students in their respective junior high schools. They were not playful. At this moment, Wang Zhong also said, Forget about singing. It's already very late. Don't do that. It's boring, isn't it? Sun Wenba smiled. Don't worry, I know the boss there. The drinks are free. I'll drive you back later. Then let's go. Wu Dan became excited when she heard that the drinks were free. Lin Xiaoxiao also said, Xiao Dai Naza, let's go play for a while. We'll be back in an hour. After all, today was Lin Xiaoxiao's birthday celebration. Wang Zhong couldn't refuse directly. He could only nod and say, Okay, let's go play. Sun Wenba was overjoyed. He felt that he could definitely get Song Xiaodai. When he got the campus girl Song Xiaodai, he would be in the limelight. Thinking of this, his thoughts were clear. He felt that even if he had to use his mother's credit card to treat them, it would be worth it. In his opinion, only by acting cool and making everyone think that he was a rich second generation, that he had the ability, so that he could be valued by others. After arriving at the KTV, Sun Wenba first found the lobby manager and told him, "I'll pay the bill later, but when you come in, you have to say that it's free of charge. Do you understand?" The lobby manager secretly cursed in his heart that there were still people who didn't have money and wanted to learn how to act cool, but his mouth said, "Understood." Later, Sun Wenba used his mother's credit card to pay for 2 boxes of beer, a box of 288 yuan. He also bought some snacks. The total cost of the box was more than 1,000 yuan. Later, Sun Wenba triumphantly entered the KTV and said, "I haven't been here for a long time. The lobby manager must have pulled me to chat with him." "Sun Wenba, you are really amazing. You actually know the manager here, but how did you know each other?" Wu Dan said with a look of admiration. It can be seen that Sun Wenba's acting cool for a long time has not only frightened some girls, but even some boys believe in him, thinking that he has great power and is doing well outside. Soon, the lobby manager led the waiter and brought all the drinks over. "Mr. Sun, today's box is free of charge for you. You can have fun." The lobby manager smiled. "Then I'll have to trouble you." "No trouble, no trouble." The waiter frowned. Wu Dan and even Shinaza looked at Sun Wenba in surprise. Listening to his bragging and really seeing it were two different things. Now everyone really saw Sun Wenba's power. Looking at the surprised eyes around him, Sun Wenba was very proud. Look, just a few words and these people believed it. What made him depressed was that Wang Zhong on the side was calmly drinking a bottle of unopened mineral water. This Song Xiaodai didn't even look at him from the beginning to the end. If she didn't look at him, wouldn't his acting be in vain? Sun Wenba walked over with the beer. "Xiaodai, drink some. Everyone is happy. If you want to drink, drink by yourselves. I still have to go to the morning class tomorrow." Wang Zhong responded, "Everyone has to go to class. Isn't this Xiao Xiao's birthday? Be happy." Sun Wenba tried to persuade him, thinking in his heart, "If you don't drink, how can I take you down?" However, he said a lot, but Wang Zhong didn't drink. Not only did he not drink, but Wang Zhong also said to Lin Xiaoxiao, Shinaza, and the other girls that tomorrow's class is very important. If they can't get up, it will be troublesome. And it's very late. If we go back so late, if the dormitory auntie finds out that we drank and tells the teacher, it will be troublesome. This kind of experimental school has a very good education quality, but at the same time, in order to create a good learning atmosphere and supervise students' learning, the teachers are very strict with the students' management. If the girls came back from drinking late at night, and the teacher found out, they will definitely be criticized. The most important thing is that if the students know about it, it will have a bad influence. After Wang Zhong said this, Lin Xiaoxiao and Shinaza nodded. Wu Dan, although today is my birthday, drinking is really not good, and I don't know how to drink. Lin Xiaoxiao said, I don't know how to drink either. Shinaza said. Wang Zhong said, then let's sing for a while. After eating the cake, we will go back. Really don't drink. Sun Wenba looked at the 2 boxes of wine he bought, and felt a little distressed. If he knew, he wouldn't have bought it. Chapter 778. Even though they were scolded by Lei Yang in a roundabout way, Octopus and Polar Bear did not dare to say a word. The reason was simple. They were all boxers, and boxers respected strength. Moreover, Lei Yang was ruthless. Most of the boxers who fought with him ended up in a miserable state. The 2 of them had experienced it before. Fortunately, they had swallowed their pride and admitted that they were inferior. That was why Lei Yang was not ruthless. At that moment, the 2 of them naturally did not dare to say anything. As Lei Yang strode out, Lei Qingshan said in a deep voice, cripple that kid's legs to prevent him from causing trouble in the future. Yes. Lei Yang responded. He walked to the bottom of the ring, stomped his foot, and leaped up. Scar, after this fight is over, we should talk business. Lei Qingshan stopped looking at his son and looked at Scar instead. Do you think that our business is over just because you found a retard to block the bullet for you? Lei Qingshan was all smiles. He looked as though he had Dao Ba in his grasp. Scar's face turned ugly. Lei Qingshan, you heard what that kid said just now. Even if he loses, he will be the one paying for the bet. It has nothing to do with me. What do you take me, Lei Qingshan, for? Do you think it has nothing to do with you? Let me say this. If this kid can pay, I'll leave immediately. If he can't, you will pay for it. It's fine if you can't. I want this bar. Lei Qingshan, aren't you being too much of a bully? Scar said in a deep voice. Humph. A wise man submits to circumstances. Scar, what kind of experts do you have under you now? Quit while you still have some money. We can still be friends in the future. Otherwise, humph. The threat was self-evident. On the ring, Wang Song looked calm in the face of Lei Yang's imposing aura. Almost everyone in the audience supported Lei Yang. Let's begin. Wang Song raised his arm. Lei Yang's face was ferocious. He stomped on the ground and charged forward. His body was like a bomb as he charged at Wang Song fiercely. A Muay Thai expert's moves were usually simple, but each move was ruthless. Rumor had it that if he really wanted to kill, his elbow and knee attacks could instantly break the enemy's bones. The crowd below was so nervous that their hearts were in their throats. Some kind-hearted people felt that Wang Song's bones were probably going to be broken. However, Wang Song was not nervous in front of everyone. Bang! Wang Song easily caught Lei Yang's fist. The originally arrogant Lei Yang's expression changed drastically, and he actually retreated over 3 meters. How could you block my attack? Lei Yang was in disbelief. His eyes suddenly narrowed. After practicing martial arts for so long, other than his master, he had never met a worthy opponent. I don't like people who can take my punch, not even one punch. So, I've decided to break your bones. Lei Yang seemed to have given Wang Song a death sentence. Then, with a loud shout, the veins on his arms bulged, and his dark skin bulged with firm muscles. Below the stage, Lei Qingshan stood up excitedly. Open your eyes and take a look. My son is going to use his master's secret technique, Elephant Thai Fist. The few big shots around him hurriedly flattered him. I didn't expect Gu Ba to teach Lei Yang his famous technique, the Mustang Fist. Master Ku Ba thinks highly of Lei Yang. Yeah. Knife Scar drank a cup of wine bitterly and thought in disdain. Isn't it just because he has Ku Ba, the great Buddha? If not for Ku Ba's teachings, would your son be so powerful? Just as he was thinking, Lei Yang suddenly exclaimed from the stage. How is that possible? Lei Yang's arm was already grabbed by Wang Kong. Wang Song suddenly lifted his leg and smashed it directly on Lei Yang's chin. Bang! Lei Yang flew backward, and a few of his teeth were even knocked out. You've only learned a little, but you don't know the true profoundness of martial arts. Wang Song stood with his hands behind his back, and another kick landed on Lei Yang's chest. Ah! From the looks of it, Lei Yang's ribs were all broken. This time, Lei Yang could no longer stand up. He held his chest and kept howling in pain. How is that possible? Lei Qingshan suddenly stood up and brought his men to the stage. Son, how are you? My ribs hurt. What? A group of underlings quickly helped Lei Yang down the stage. Then Lei Qingshan glared at Wang Song. How dare you hurt my son? Your son's skills are inferior, and he even said that he would break my legs. I'm already being polite by only breaking his ribs. Wang Song looked over and said without fear. The surroundings were dead silent. Wang Song won. This person who still looked like a student really won. Ha ha ha. Scar was the first to laugh. Although he didn't win any money in this competition, at least he didn't lose anything. Instead, he made Lei Qingshan lose all his face, and his son was seriously injured. Lei Qingshan, if you agree to a bet, you have to accept your loss. Don't tell me you want to go back on your word. Scar stood up and cheered for Wang Kong. As the saying goes, the enemy of an enemy is a friend. At this time, he naturally wouldn't stand alone. Alright. Kid, remember this. I, Lei Qingshan, won't let this matter rest. Anyway, I'll be sparring here often. Feel free to challenge me. Wang Song shouted heartily. The audience below the stage was extremely surprised. This arrogant guy is actually so powerful. Yeah, he actually defeated Lei Yang. Too handsome. The arrogant king is too awesome. How can this guy be so handsome? Most importantly, he's so powerful. Ding dong. Obtained victory. Received the adoration of countless fans. The host is in a good mood. Congratulations on obtaining 5,000 satisfaction points. Hiss hiss hiss, Wang Song took a deep breath. He didn't expect to receive so many satisfaction points after obtaining victory. Although he had expected to receive a lot of satisfaction points, it was still unexpected. Lei Qingshan led his men to carry his son, and left the place. Wang Song was led by Zhang Kai respectfully to the booth where Scar was. The few big shots beside Scar had a solemn expression. As Wang Song sat down, these people were even more nervous. After all, when Wang Song revealed himself, he was much stronger than Lei Yang. If such a person wanted to deal with them, they wouldn't have the time to make a move. Who said that he was a brainless student? Who said that he was here to be a joke? Who said that he was here to court death? *CK him. These people were cursing in their hearts. This guy was too pretentious. Did he look like an expert? What was the point of pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger? When he first came in, couldn't he show us a few moves, so that we could suck up to him? Now Zhang Kai had taken all the advantage. They knew that Zhang Kai had bet all his assets on Wang Song's victory. Now it had multiplied by several times. After all, Wang Song's odds were high. Scar also changed his previous disdain, and hurriedly stood up to welcome Wang Kong. Congratulations on your victory, brother Wang Kong. I knew it. Brother Wang Song is a man of striking appearance and extraordinary might. He's definitely not an ordinary person. None of you think highly of him. Lin Hao was shocked. At this moment, he felt that Wang Song had changed into a different person. He was like a ferocious beast staring at him. As long as he said something wrong, this ferocious beast would fulfill his promise. Lin Hao gulped. Although he was afraid, there were so many people around him. This gave him a great sense of security. Wang Song, I know you can fight. But today, I'll show you what power is. Do you think I only have so many people? Let me tell you, I know both the black and white sides. Today, I'll let you meet the boss of this area, Brother Scar. Brother Scar? Wang Song had a strange look in his eyes. Wasn't this the Brother Scar from the bar who was almost bankrupted by Lei Qingshan's boxer? They knew that Zhang Kai had bet all his assets on Wang Song's victory. Now it had multiplied by several times. After all, Wang Song's odds were high. Chapter 779. Lin Xiaoxiao told him a lot about Sun Wenba. It turned out that Sun Wenba did rely on his pretentiousness to convince many people, and had a large group of underlings following him. During that period he was in the limelight. Many people knew that he was a rich second-generation heir, and knew that he had many big brothers outside. Those big brothers had a good relationship with him, and he had a lot of face when he went out. However, as time passed, Sun Wenba's bragging was gradually exposed. After all, Sun Wenba spent a lot of money to show off outside. As time passed, his parents gradually found out about this money. After that, his credit card was terminated. In order to continue living a high-spending life, Sun Wenba began to borrow from his friends and promised high interest rates. After telling a lie, he had to cover it up with more lies. Sun Wenba fell into an endless cycle. On one hand, to save face, he posted photos of himself showing off in his circle of friends every day. Things like going on a trip, buying a new phone, and how many luxury cars were parked at home. In fact, these luxury cars were taken on the streets. As time passed, these flaws became more and more obvious. Everyone suspected that Sun Wenba was bragging. Then many people started to ask Sun Wenba for debts. Of course, Sun Wenba couldn't pay them back, so he tried to find ways to get money. He thought of Wang Zhong. From his point of view, he had spent so much money to chase after Wang Zhong. Therefore, he definitely had to get his money back. After Lin Xiaoxiao finished, she was speechless. My boyfriend said that he saw a few people chasing Sun Wenba for money last time. Only then did he know that Sun Wenba wasn't a rich second-generation heir, and was pretending. My boyfriend couldn't get his money. When I asked him for it, Sun Wenba turned hostile. He's very extreme. I heard that Sun Wenba wants to deal with you. Deal with me? Yes, I don't know what's going on in this Sun Wenba's head. He's very angry with you. He thinks that he spent so much money to pursue you. In short, you have to be careful. Wu Dan said that she saw him secretly holding a knife last time. So arrogant? Wang Zhong frowned. If this person really had a knife, it would be troublesome. In this day and age, there were many cases of boys hating each other in school. Some extreme boys would stab people for no reason. Wang Zhong didn't want to be killed for nothing. He must kill the other party in the cradle. Often they would secretly make up their minds. However, it was very difficult to deal with Sun Wenba for no reason. What should he do? The idea that Wang Zhong came up with was to use the other suitors to deal with Sun Wenba. However, wouldn't that mean that she would have to accept other suitors? How could that be? Wang Zhong had a headache. Should he call the police? Wang Zhong pondered and finally endured until school was over. Just as she was about to return to the girls' dormitory with her group of girlfriends, Sun Wenba suddenly appeared behind her. Song Xiaodai. Sun Wenba stopped Wang Zhong. There was a smell of alcohol on his body. It was obvious that he had drunk some wine. Why are you looking for me again? Wang Zhong asked. Heh, what do you think? Today let me ask you, are you with me? Are you King sick? At the side, Shinnaza couldn't stand it anymore and scolded him. This person is really sick. To think that I thought he was quite good in the past. Yeah, I heard that he likes to pretend to be a rich second generation, and likes to cheat some girls. Fortunately, our Song Xiaodai is smart and doesn't believe him at all. Isn't that so? Don't bother with this kind of person. The girls were chattering nonstop, making Sun Wenba furious. Don't bother with him. Let's go. Wang Zhong pulled the girls to the girls' dormitory. However, no one expected Sun Wenba to suddenly take out a knife and stab at Wang Zhong. At this moment, Sun Wenba no longer hid. His thinking had gone to the extreme. In his opinion, since he couldn't get Song Xiaodai, then he would destroy her. Ah, there's a knife. At this moment, many girls screamed. Seeing the knife stabbing towards him, Wang Zhong hurriedly retreated. Save me, Wang Zhong shouted while retreating. However, Sun Wenba had already rushed over. With a slash of the knife, Wang Zhong's arm was inevitably cut. Suddenly blood flowed out. The pain made Wang Zhong sober. He secretly cursed his weak body and thought that if he didn't resist at this time, he would definitely die. Because it would take at least 5 minutes for the security to arrive. Faced with this sneak attack, Wang Zhong took the opportunity to send a kick over. This kick made Sun Wenba want to vomit. He looked at Wang Zhong with an ugly face and felt humiliated. I must kill you today and then kill myself. Sun Wenba raised the knife and continued to stab. Ah! At this moment, no one expected Shinnaza to charge over valiantly and send Sun Wenba flying. Damn hindrance. Sun Wenba snorted and turned back to Shinnaza. Bang! Wang Zhong kicked over and saved Shinnaza. At this time, the security finally arrived. A large group of people quickly subdued Sun Wenba. Let me go, Song Xiaodai. All of this is caused by you, just you wait. Sun Wenba was taken away while cursing. Are you okay? Wang Zhong looked at the wound on Shinnaza's small hand and breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you for helping me. We are good sisters, it's okay. Okay. Wang Zhong felt a lingering fear in his heart. Sure enough, this game was not simple. He was very beautiful, but this did not give him a big advantage. Instead, because of his beauty, it caused him a lot of trouble. Mr. Qin from next door, her stepfather, and countless suitors, some of whom were extreme suitors. These people were the dangers of his life. If it was not for Shinnaza today, he was afraid that he would have really died. After that, Sun Wenba was taken away by the police. After an investigation, Sun Wenba had a fierce argument with his parents after maxing out their credit cards. After that, he was chased by people and had been in hiding for a while. Today, perhaps his emotions had collapsed, as he had placed all the blame for his misfortune onto Wang Zhong. Or maybe what he thought in his heart was that if he couldn't get it, he would destroy it. He wanted to kill Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong had seen this kind of thing on the news before. It happened almost every year, especially in some schools, where there were many cases of boys stabbing girls to death. Wang Zhong did not expect that one day he would encounter this kind of thing. It really made him feel helpless. After that, the teachers counseled Wang Zhong, Shen Naza, and a few other girls, and the matter gradually passed. This matter was soon known by the rich second generation, Zhang Xiaowei. He immediately ran to the hospital where Wang Zhong was at to visit him. Xiao Dai, are you okay? I knew that you were injured, so I came immediately. Zhang Xiaowei ran over and before Wang Zhong noticed, he grabbed Wang Zhong's hand. Wang Zhong was instantly scared. He pulled his hand away and said, Zhang Xiaowei, didn't I say it clearly when we were in junior high? It's impossible between us. This book does not need a recommendation ticket. Everyone, please help to support this new book. Even if you don't like it, you can raise some questions. New book, I don't want to be the villain of a novel. Chapter 780. Xiao Dai, why is that? Zhang Xiaowei sat aside in disappointment. In order to pursue Wang Zhong, he came to this school through his father's connections. After that, in order not to disturb Wang Zhong, he was willing to do anything. He silently watched Wang Zhong from behind and never did anything out of line. But this time, when he saw Wang Zhong injured, he couldn't take it anymore and came over immediately. Zhang Xiaowei, you're a good person, but we're really not suitable for each other. Wang Zhong sighed. After interacting with so many boys, this Zhang Xiaowei was indeed a good man. He was rich but he didn't have any bad habits. He was also handsome, very good. Ouch! At this time, Shen Naza, who was on the bed next to him, cried out. Doctor, be gentle. Shen Naza cried. It turned out that Shen Naza's wound was quite deep and needed a few stitches. These stitches were so painful that Shen Naza cried out. Wang Zhong's heart moved. Shen Naza didn't have a boyfriend, right? If he introduced Shen Naza to Zhang Xiaowei wouldn't bother him anymore. So Wang Zhong said, Naza's wound is quite deep. Go over and see if you can help. Okay then. Zhang Xiaowei walked over reluctantly. In the following days, Zhang Xiaowei and Shen Naza got to know each other, and found that Shen Naza was indeed a good girl. She was upright and not the kind of girl who was greedy for vanity. Otherwise, with Shen Naza's looks, she would have been captured by boys with some money. Under Wang Zhong's intentional or unintentional matchmaking, Shen Naza and Zhang Xiaowei had a good relationship. However, Zhang Xiaowei wasn't the kind of person who was enlightened in love. It had been half a year and this guy and Shen Naza didn't become boyfriend and girlfriend. Instead, they became sworn brothers. Today, I Zhang Xiaowei. I Shen Naza. I Lin Xiaoxiao. The three of them said in unison, we don't ask to be born on the same day. We only ask to die on the same day. They finally graduated from high school. Everyone did well in their exams. So, a few of them went out to eat and drink. This was the first time everyone drank so much, and they were very high. It was unknown who suggested that they all become sworn brothers. Wang Zhong shook his head as he watched from the side. He did not agree to become sworn brothers, so the three of them became sworn brothers. As for why Lin Xiaoxiao's boyfriend, Wu Dan, wasn't here, it was very simple. It was high school after all. The so-called love was actually a continuation of loneliness. The two of them had already broken up because of some trivial matters. After they broke up, Lin Xiaoxiao got another boyfriend. However, the two of them were about to graduate before they could officially communicate. This relationship was destined to end without a conclusion. Xiao Dai, although you didn't become sworn brothers with us, you are still our best friend. Let's take a selfie. Lin Xiaoxiao took out her phone and started taking selfies with them. Wang Zhong had no choice but to make a peace sign. Pliers. The four good friends laughed and took selfies. After 3 rounds of drinking, it was about time for everyone to go back. That night, after Wang Zhong, Shen Naza, and Lin Xiaoxiao returned home, Zhang Xiaowei called Wang Zhong. Xiao Dai, I'm leaving. Zhang Xiaowei's tone suddenly had a hint of loneliness. Zhang Xiaowei, calm down. Don't do anything stupid. Hearing Zhang Xiaowei's lonely voice, Wang Zhong thought that Zhang Xiaowei was going to commit suicide. Ha ha ha, Song Xiaodai, what are you thinking? I'm so rich, and I still have a good life to enjoy. Why would I commit suicide? Then you are. I'm leaving. I'm really leaving. In fact, during the day, my servants packed my things for me. I'm preparing to go abroad. I thought that you had a good relationship with Shinaza, because you wanted to talk to her. Wang Zhong sighed. You know what? Now I feel like a brother to you. As for Shinaza, I'm really starting to like her. Then why? Because I see clearly that we are still too young. A relationship now is a separation for the future, isn't it? Well, as long as you see clearly. I'm really happy today. From now on, we are good brothers. No, we are good sisters. It's all the same, ha ha ha. The phone call ended. Wang Zhong also fell asleep. The next day, everyone packed their things and went their separate ways with tears in their eyes. During this summer vacation, Wang Zhong found a tutoring job and had a fulfilling time. What surprised Wang Zhong was that Shinaza met a man during this summer vacation. Xiaodai, do you know? I met him on the subway. At that time, he had a foreign friend with him. The foreign friend originally asked him to help him talk to me. I didn't expect him to be interested in me, so I got together with him. Shinaza had a good relationship with Wang Zhong. After she confirmed her relationship with this guy, she immediately told Wang Zhong. So that's how you got together. Wang Zhong didn't have a good impression of this guy's behavior. The foreign friend didn't speak Mandarin, so he asked you to help him talk to her. He didn't expect you to do it yourself. Isn't this disrespectful? What does he do? Wang Zhong asked. It's a secret. Shinaza said. A secret? Yes, he's a soldier. Now he's working in a confidential unit. He even said that he has to go to the battlefield sometimes. Battlefield. Subconsciously, Wang Zhong felt that this was impossible. It was simple. Since he was working in a confidential unit, he wouldn't tell Shinaza. Now that he said it, there was a high chance that he was bragging. Could it be that he met another Sun Wenba? Yes, he said that he has to go to the battlefield. I think he's a war reporter. He has been to many war-torn places. Oh right, I have a lot of his war photos. Then let me have a look. After hanging up the phone, Wang Zhong frowned. Shinaza was a very innocent girl. This kind of girl was very easy to cheat. Once she met a cheater, it was most likely the girl who would get hurt. Thinking of this, Wang Zhong decided to help Shinaza check. At this time, Shinaza sent the photo over. In the photo was a young man. He was very burly, had a square face, short hair, and was holding a long gun. He was wearing sunglasses and camouflage clothes. The background was a grassland. There were a few young men in camouflage clothes beside him. There were a few more photos below. There were photos of him holding a gun, and photos of him in camouflage clothes in the desert. If these photos were shown to people who didn't know, they would really think that this person was a soldier who had been to the battlefield. However, these things could fool others, but they couldn't fool Wang Zhong. He had experienced many lives. Especially in his previous life, he was the Grand Marshal who led the entire universe. Therefore, he knew very well what a real soldier was like. This guy called Ma Baoguo was 100% a cheater. At this time, Wang Zhong noticed that Shinaza had posted a new post. It turned out that she, who was in love, was going to travel with her boyfriend during the summer vacation. Chapter 781. Shinaza liked to travel. In the past, every summer vacation, Shinaza would go out with a few of her friends. This time, she was planning to go to the desert with her boyfriend Ma Baoguo. Wang Zhong's first instinct was that he shouldn't go. It was very simple. Ma Baoguo was bragging that he had been on the battlefield. He was a complete liar. If he could lie to Shinaza once, he would do it a second time, a third time, until Shinaza was in a miserable state. Thus, Wang Zhong gave Shinaza a call, and told her that the so-called military photos were fake. Shinaza didn't believe him. She said that she was going to travel, and asked Wang Zhong to go with her. Wang Zhong just finished his part-time job, and was preparing to go to university. He thought that he had nothing to do, so he agreed. When he first saw Ma Baoguo, his first impression was that he was strong. It could be seen that Ma Baogwa worked out regularly. Only this body could fool people. When Ma Baogwa saw Wang Zhong, his eyes lit up. He then began to brag about his experience on the battlefield abroad. At that time I was still a mercenary. My comrades and I were surrounded by the enemy in an area full of landmines. Fortunately, I hid in a tree and used a sniper rifle to repel the enemy. At that time, I was injured. Ma Baogwa spoke with fervor and assurance on the train to travel. Wang Zhong smiled and said, "Oh, you were shot?" "Of course, gunshot wounds are normal for people like us who have been on the battlefield abroad." "Oh right, I was hit by a bomb before." "Hehe, then do you want to show us the gunshot wound? I heard that guns these days are very big. If you were hit, the bullet hole left behind would be the size of a bowl." Wang Zhong laughed mockingly. Ma Baogwa didn't hear the ridicule in Wang Zhong's voice. He replied with a normal expression, "My wound isn't that big. It's just that it's too ugly. It looks like it's rotten. It looks disgusting. I'm afraid that it will affect your appetite." Wang Zhong said, "It's okay. I usually like to watch some zombie movies. I like to watch disgusting things. Show me what the bullet wound looks like." In fact, Ma Baogwa did not have any bullet scars on his body. He was just bragging. However, as a swindler, he had already reached the highest level. The highest level of a swindler was to even lie to himself. Therefore, Ma Baogwa did not even blink when he lied. He said, "Okay, I'll show it to you when I have the chance." "What are you responsible for on the battlefield?" Wang Zhong continued to ask. "I'm a war correspondent. I'm responsible for reporting a lot of news on the battlefield. I also like to read news about the battlefield. Why don't you tell me which articles you have reported?" Wang Zhong smiled. At this moment, Ma Baogwa was at a loss for words. Bragging that he was a war reporter was just something he said casually. Now Wang Zhong wanted him to take out the content that he had reported. How could he take it out? "Ma Baogwa, haven't you reported a lot? Why don't you take them out for us to see?" Naza on the side was curious. Okay, I'll sort it out later and show it to you guys," Ma Baogwa said awkwardly. "Don't wait. Just think about it. With the internet, you can just search for it." "Ma Baogwa, what's your pen name when you publish the news?" "I'll search for it," Wang Zhong said. Ma Baogwa did not have a pen name. He did not even know what Wang Zhong was talking about. Naza realized that something was wrong. "Ma Baogwa, why are you stuttering?" "Haha, nothing. Let's not talk about this. We're almost at our stop. I'm hungry. I heard that the roast mutton in the Kala Desert is delicious. Let's eat roast mutton later. What do you guys think?" Ma Baogwa cleverly changed the topic. However, it was a pity that his opponent was Wang Zhong. His thoughts of changing the topic were destined to fail. Wang Zhong stared at him coldly and said, "Ma Baogwa, don't change the topic. We're asking you. Why are you changing the topic? Or are you hiding something from Naza?" "No, of course not." At this moment, Ma Baogwa was extremely angry at Wang Zhong's appearance. This B***starred woman. She's too long-winded. Why is she asking me these questions? No, she's asking on purpose. Ma Baogwa's eyes turned cold. He hated Wang Zhong to the extreme. "You said that you're not hiding anything. Then why did you lie to Naza? In my opinion, you don't know anything about military affairs." Wang Zhong shrugged and expressed her opinion. "What does a girl like you know? I know military affairs very well because I was in the army." "Which foreign army? How many years have passed? What army is the enemy?" Wang Zhong asked. Ma Baogwa did not know this and could not answer anything. "You can't even answer such a simple question. You're not good at bragging." "No, these are classified information. The higher-ups don't allow us to talk about it." Ma Baogwa found a good reason. Unfortunately, Wang Zhong would not let him go so easily. "The higher-ups don't allow you to talk about it, yet you mention it to us. You violated the confidentiality regulations. You don't even know this and you still dare to brag about it." Wang Zhong spoke without any mercy. Ma Baogwa's face turned green and white. If you don't believe me, then forget it." Ma Baogwa snorted and continued. "It's impossible to explain it to you. A woman like you is too self-righteous. What do you know?" Ma Baogwa, how can you say that? Naza looked at Ma Baogwa in surprise. She did not expect him to be so extreme. If you guys talk. I'm going to rest. Ma Baogwa left. I'm sorry, Xiao Dai. I didn't expect him to be like this. Naza apologized. It's okay, Naza. Do you think Ma Baogwa is like someone? Like who? Sun Wenba. Like Sun Wenba. Naza's eyes widened. Yes, when we first met Sun Wenba, he was just like Ma Baogwa. He liked to brag. Ma Baogwa, why do you like to brag so much? Naza was puzzled. It's very simple. He has a personality defect. He can't satisfy himself in reality, so he wants to show off by bragging. Once his bragging is seen through, he will become angry and grumpy. You saw it just now. He is not the kind of person who is easy to get along with. It seems so. It seems that I need to know more about him. The train soon arrived at the station. At this time, Ma Baogwa took advantage of the opportunity when Wang Zhong went to the toilet and walked over coldly. Naza, let's go down, but can we not let Song Xiaodai follow us? Chapter 782. For Ma Baogwa's words, Naza couldn't understand. Ma Baogwa, Song Xiaodai is right. You were just bragging, right? How can you be like this? Bragging is your fault. She was just telling the truth. Now you want me to ignore her. Naza was very disappointed with Ma Baogwa. Originally, after knowing that Ma Baogwa was bragging, she wanted to observe him more. But now it was just like what Song Xiaodai said. Ma Baogwa must have a problem in his heart. Otherwise, why would he say such things? Naza, you have to understand me. I have my difficulties bragging. It's because I like you, so I want to brag and make you like me. You are lying. In fact, I don't care if you have been to the battlefield or if you are a soldier. I like you as a person. I didn't expect you to be a braggart. How can I not care? Don't you know how handsome it is to be on the battlefield? You are arguing with me now because I have never been to the battlefield, right? Ma Baogwa seemed to see everything clearly and coldly said, I knew it. You women are too hypocritical. You actually said that you don't like men who have been to the battlefield. TSK. Forget it. I found that you are unreasonable. I think we should calm down. Naza said. You want to break up with me? Ma Baogwa grabbed Naza's shoulder. I knew it. How can you be like this? I like you. You are hurting me. Naza, I like you. Let's not break up, okay? Hey, what are you doing? At this time Wang Zhong, who came back from the toilet, saw this scene and pointed at Ma Baogwa. Ma Baogwa was a little afraid of the domineering Wang Zhong. He coldly said, Naza, you would rather break up with me for your best friend. How can you be like this? I don't want to talk to you. Oh, I know. You two have something going on, right? Ma Baogwa's words were shocking. Wang Zhong and Naza were both stunned. Immediately afterward, Ma Baogwa seemed to have discovered a new continent. Song Xiaodai, you came all the way here not to travel, but to see Naza and me together. You feel uncomfortable, so you came here with the purpose of breaking us up. You can write a novel with your imagination, Wang Zhong said coldly. Stop pretending. Although both of you are women, there are a lot of things that women do together these days. Like I said, when both of you are together, you always look at each other. Naza, you're cheating on me. Ma Baogwa looked furious. Military enthusiasts like him were very chauvinistic. He felt that he had been insulted. In an instant, Ma Baogwa's eyes turned red with anger. A murderous intent filled his heart. Those who betray my ma to protect the country, no matter how far they are, must be punished. Are you crazy? I'm not trying to reason with you. Naza didn't want to talk, so she turned around and left. No, you have to make it clear. Hey. At this moment, the train attendant walked over in time. The girl wants to leave. Why are you stopping her? Seeing the train attendant coming over, Ma Baogwa was terrified and quickly said nothing. Let's go. Wang Zhong and Naza took their luggage and left. After getting off the train, the two found a hotel to stay. Seeing that Naza wasn't happy, Wang Zhong said, Naza, don't think too much. You should be happy. You saw through Ma Baogua's true colors in advance, didn't you? Otherwise, you will suffer a big loss. That's true. Well, let's think about where to go next, Wang Zhong said. We're still going to play together? Shinaza was surprised. Of course. Although you broke up, it has nothing to do with us continuing to play. Yes, that's true. Shinaza's disappointed expression became happy. She looked at Wang Zhong and said, But Xiaodai, is what Ma Baogua said true? You came all the way here. Don't tell me you really like me? Holy sh*t Naza, you even saw through it. Wang Zhong joked. I'm being serious here. We're good sisters. It's normal to like you. Thank you, Xiaodai. Shinaza hugged Wang Zhong embarrassedly. Naza, you. Xiaodai, I suddenly feel that hugging you is also quite good. It's so soft. When I broke up with Ma Baogua today, I was thinking why men are so untrustworthy. At this time, I feel very safe by your side. I really want to be with you. Ugh, hold me tight. At this time, Ma Baogua returned to the hotel in a daze. He was angry, especially feeling humiliated. How dare you cheat on me? Ma Baogua scolded angrily. In order to pursue Shinaza, he didn't hesitate to offend a foreign friend. He wanted to take advantage of this trip to get Shinaza. He didn't expect that Shinaza would break up with him. I won't let you go. Ma Baogua narrowed his eyes. As a military enthusiast, he had a certain anti-reconnaissance ability. He wanted to kill Shinaza. How dare you cheat on me? I'll kill you. Ma Baogua immediately called his 2 underlings and asked them to come and help in the name of beating someone up. Then he sent a message to Shinaza. Are you there? I want to see you. The message was sent, but Shinaza didn't reply. Ma Baogua wouldn't give up so easily. He continued to send a message. I know we broke up, but we can still be friends, right? After I went back, I thought about it. I shouldn't have lost my temper with you. I apologize. I was wrong. Let's be friends and have fun here for the last few days. Shinaza saw the message and showed it to Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong frowned and said, We've already broken up. Aren't you looking for trouble? Don't reply. All right then. Shinaza snuggled up to Wang Zhong's 2 little buns and turned off her phone. For the next few days, Wang Zhong and Shinaza visited many places. The local customs were very good. The people were very hospitable, especially the scenery. It was so beautiful that it made people forget to leave. But for 2 days, Ma Baogua kept sending messages to Shinaza. What he meant was to see her one last time before they broke up, and then break up peacefully. They could be good friends in the future. Wang Zhong tried his best to persuade Shinaza not to go. But Shinaza felt that breaking up peacefully was a better choice. So, she decided to go and see him to clear things up. Naza, you. Knowing that Shinaza was going, Wang Zhong didn't know what to say. That Ma Baogua definitely doesn't have good intentions. Think about it carefully. Don't worry. I'll talk to him nicely. We're all young people. We'll be reasonable. After hearing Shinaza's words, Wang Zhong knew that Shinaza was still too young. Everything she thought about stopped at the thought of thinking about others. She never thought that this society was very dangerous. If a woman didn't know how to protect herself, she would usually end up in a miserable state. All right then. You can go, but I'll follow you. Xiaodai, I don't want you to go with me this time. After all, you two have quarreled before. I'm worried that it won't be good for you to go. Shinaza apologized. You. All right, go to bed early. Shinaza shook Wang Zhong's arm coquettishly. Wang Zhong had an idea. Forget it. I'll pretend to agree with Shinaza, and then secretly follow her. After making up his mind, Wang Zhong pretended to agree. The next day, Shinaza went out as promised. Wang Zhong followed behind Shinaza's taxi from start to finish. He saw Shinaza enter an amusement park. This place was a famous attraction in the city. There was a huge cliff inside. Looking down, the huge cliff was intoxicating. According to Shinaza, Ma Baogua would be waiting here for a long time. The 2 of them would watch the sunrise on the cliff, and then officially break up peacefully. It was a beautiful dream, but Wang Zhong knew that it was unlikely. It was just that it was impossible to persuade Shinaza to give up and come here. So he could only follow. Fortunately, Wang Zhong had already made all the necessary preparations. You're here. Finally, Shinnaza arrived at the agreed place. She saw Ma Baogua looking at the sunrise in the distance. He had been waiting for a long time. Well, sorry I'm late. Shinnaza smiled. She naively thought that Ma Baogua was really ready to break up peacefully with her. Why didn't Song Xiaodai come? Ma Baogua asked. She had a conflict with you, so I didn't let her come. Ma Baogua nodded and thought that it was a pity. If Song Xiaodai could come, she could solve the problem of two women at once, killing two birds with one stone. He now had a lot of anger in his heart that needed to be vented. Then he smiled and continued. Well, Shinnaza, do you think we still have a chance to be together? Ma Baogua, I've thought about it. We're really not suitable for each other. Today, I came here to do what you said. Let's break up peacefully. Shinnaza was very kind. She didn't want them to break up and become enemies. Unexpectedly, Ma Baogua laughed. You're too naive. In my dictionary, there is no one who betrays me, because those who betray me will end up in a miserable state. Shinnaza heard that Ma Baogua's tone was abnormal. She frowned and said, What do you mean? You still don't understand what I mean. Shinnaza, what do you think I am? You cheated on me and now you want to kick me away. How can there be such a simple thing in this world? You have a problem. Shinnaza didn't expect Ma Baogua to be so unreasonable. She said disappointedly, Sure enough, you're just like Song Xiaodai said. You're really unreasonable. I misjudged you. Shinnaza was disappointed and wanted to leave. However, at this time, two figures suddenly appeared behind her. These two people blocked Shinnaza's way. Shinnaza, I asked you to come here today, but I won't let you leave so easily. Ma Baogua decisively took out a knife and was ready to stab Shinnaza to death. What do you want to do? Shinnaza retreated in horror. Shinnaza, I will kill you today and let you know the consequences of betraying me. Ma Baogua fiercely rushed over. The two men next to him were a little helpless. After all, they came here because Ma Baogua told them that he was going to teach someone a lesson, and then they would go on a trip to have fun. They didn't expect that he would kill someone. Ma Baogua usually gave them the impression that he had been on the battlefield, so he had a lot of prestige. Even if they knew that Ma Baogua was wrong, they didn't dare to say anything. Stop. However, at this time, 6 security guards under the leadership of Wang Zhong rushed up and surrounded Ma Baogua and the others. Wang Zhong heaved a sigh of relief. As early as when Shinnaza came up, Wang Zhong immediately contacted the security team here and told them that there was a murder here. Regardless of whether his guess was right or not, he had to call the people first. After that, Wang Zhong quietly followed and hid behind a big rock not far away with a group of people. Fortunately, they arrived in time. Put down my knife. A security guard pointed at Ma Baogua. Young man, you are still young. Don't do stupid things and ruin your future. Another security guard also said. Now Ma Baogua's 2 men were too scared to move and were quickly subdued. Ma Baogua held the knife and his face was ugly. He didn't expect that someone would suddenly rush out. Wang Zhong immediately pulled Shinnaza over. Now it was obviously impossible to take Shinnaza hostage. After weighing the pros and cons, he shouted with the knife, I won't hurt anyone. Let me go. Okay, I will let you go. Wang Zhong smiled and shrugged, motioning the security guards to move aside. Ma Baogua quickly walked out, but just as he ran out of the park, he was subdued by a team of police. Idiot, do you really think I will let you go? I have already called the police to wait for you. Wang Zhong looked at Ma Baogua, who was being carried into the car, and thought that Ma Baogua's brain was not working well. Thank you, Xiaodai. If it weren't for you, I'm afraid I would really be in trouble. Shinnaza was very guilty. It was all her fault. She didn't listen to Xiaodai's advice and insisted on coming here. Otherwise, these things wouldn't have happened. She was too stupid. Naza, don't always say sorry. Think about it happily. A scumbag like Ma Baogua has now revealed his true colors. It won't be easy for him to deceive others in the future. What do you think? Xiaodai, thank you for comforting me. Let's go to the police station to record a statement. Wang Zhong patted Shinnaza's shoulder and said, Afterward, Ma Baoguo was detained for murder. As for his 2 men, they were also detained for conspiring with others to murder. What Wang Zhong didn't expect was that this matter was so big that it even made the news. This was because last year, a boyfriend killed his girlfriend in the same place. He didn't expect it to happen in the same place again this year. The power of a reporter is huge. Because this matter was so big, a reporter exposed this so-called battlefield veteran Ma Baoguo. It turned out that he was just an ordinary military enthusiast. The so-called battlefield photos were some computer composites, and some were artificial. This person was very famous in the military enthusiast circle, because every time he met someone he would brag that he had been to the battlefield, and that he was injured. His identity was still a secret. Some people believed it, but some naturally didn't because there were too many loopholes in his story. Chapter 783. Ma Baoguo's matter was very big. When school started, it was still not settled. Wang Zhong later heard from Shinaza that her parents begged her to let Ma Baoguo go. Unfortunately, how could Shinaza let him go so easily? After all, if she let him go now, what if someone was deceived by Ma Baoguo again? Wang Zhong supported Shinaza's decision with both legs. Now that he was officially in university, he had parted ways with his old friends. In university, Wang Zhong made many good friends. His studies were very easy now, but Wang Zhong did not have time to play around like other students. He had to earn a sum of money now to build a good foundation for his future business. The economy was very bad these few years, and the employment rate of students was very low. Because of this, Wang Zhong lost a lot of money in the stock market. This was not to say that he did not know how to invest in stocks. On the contrary, he lost a lot of money after a few operations. The main reason was that the stock market was very bad now. There were 2 stock market disasters in a year, and none of the stocks rose. This caused Wang Zhong to immediately stop playing after losing over 100,000. Damn the stock market. Stop playing. I'm not playing anymore, okay? Wang Zhong cursed and deleted his stock market account. Another year of university had passed, and the money in his account had decreased by so much. His future life was not going to be easy. It was almost summer vacation, and he had to find a part-time job. What should he look for? If he continued to be a tutor, the salary would be too low, and it would be very troublesome to have meals. If he was a salesperson or waiter, the salary would be too low. Just when Wang Zhong was at his wit's end, a female classmate said that she had a good job to recommend. This female classmate had a good relationship with Wang Zhong. Her name was Hao Lily, and she was a little girl who liked to wear her hair in a ponytail. She was about the same height as Wang Zhong, and her figure was a little too thin. Usually, Hao Lily did not lack food and clothes, and she seemed to be in a good condition. Hao Lily, do you usually go out to work? Wang Zhong was surprised. Hao Lily seemed to be from a good family, but she actually went out to work. Of course I have to go out to work. In fact, I usually earn my own expenses. Hao Lily's words shocked Wang Zhong quite a bit. You usually earn your own expenses? That's amazing. Of course. If you want, I can introduce you to someone. It just so happens that my boss is short of people. Sure. What kind of work? Are you tired? Don't worry, it's very easy. You just have to lie down and make a few poses. The only trouble is that you have to change your clothes frequently. How Lily loved and hated her job at the same time. Love was really easy, and the salary was not low either. She hated the fact that she had to put on and take off her clothes several times a day. Once she went to work, it might take an entire day. By the time she got off work, she might be so tired that her legs were weak. Wang Zhong was originally looking forward to it. But as soon as he heard it, he felt that something was wrong. A job that only requires lying down. Just make a few poses. Are you sure this is a proper job? For a moment, Wang Zhong's expression became strange. He said earnestly, How Lily, it's not good for you to do this. How Lily's eyes widened. Why is it not good? The money that you earn with your own body comes from an improper source. Wang Zhong sighed in his heart. How Lily was a very good person. He didn't expect her to do such a low-level job. This is simply a disgrace to the educated. How Lily was amused. Song Xiaodai, have you become stupid from studying? I earn money with my own body. This is my ability. How is it improper? If the police know about it, you will go to jail and leave a criminal record. If your relatives and friends know about it, you will be in trouble in the future. Wang Zhong tried to persuade her. He didn't want How Lily to fall. Jail? How is my job going to jail? Isn't it just changing clothes and taking photos for others? Taking photos. Yeah, I'm a model in some exhibitions, similar to a car model. After How Lily finished speaking, she felt strange. What did you just say? Ugh, didn't you say to lie down and pose? It's lying down. Recently, I received a new job. It's to take photos at a comic exhibition. There is a task that I think is suitable for you. It's Sleeping Beauty. You can wear the clothes of those comic characters, lie down, and pose in a few good poses. After How Lily finished speaking, she covered her head and said helplessly, I know what you were thinking just now. You actually thought that I would do that kind of thing. Ugh, your description is not clear. It is indeed easy to misunderstand. Well, now the misunderstanding is cleared. How about it? Do you want to do it? 8 hours a day, 45 minutes rest at noon, 600 yuan a day. Yes. Hearing that there was 600 yuan a day, it couldn't be better. Well, I'll take you there tomorrow. Early the next morning, Wang Zhong, who was full of expectations, followed How Lily to the comic exhibition. As soon as he entered, he was surprised by the countless comic characters that appeared before him. There were all kinds of comic characters. There were young and beautiful Lolas, domineering older sisters, and even more handsome older brothers. However, looking at the popularity, of course, the older sisters were the most popular. Wang Zhong came to the backstage. How Lily pushed open the door of a private room with familiarity. Sister Qin, I've brought my classmate. His looks are not bad. On the way here, How Lily had told Wang Zhong that her boss was called Qin Yu. Normally, everyone would call her elder sister Qin. Sister Qin was a good person. She took care of these beautiful female students. In the past, when other visitors to the exhibition harassed them, Sister Qin would always be the first to stand up. Well, his looks are not bad. Qin Yu looked at Wang Zhong's spotlessly white and flawless face and nodded her head in satisfaction. Okay, you can try this one first. What she passed to Wang Zhong was a JK skirt. These days, JK skirts were becoming more and more popular. Many girls liked to wear it because it was said that wearing this kind of skirt was easy to attract attention. It could also highlight the youthful vitality of a girl. However, in Wang Zhong's opinion, the reason why this kind of skirt was popular was because it could expose the legs. After wearing the skirt, Qin Yu's eyes lit up and gave a thumbs up. Beautiful, really beautiful. Xiao Dai is our school's campus belle. Well, go out. You and How Lily will be in the same group. You just have to watch what How Lily does. Okay. Wang Zhong nodded and followed How Lily out. Now Wang Zhong's looks were indeed very good. After going out for a short while, many otakus crazily rushed over. Wow, it's so good. Sister, can you do a few more moves? An otaku asked while drooling. Wang Zhong rolled his eyes and said disdainfully, If you want to, then do it. If not, get lost. Wow, such a character. I like this kind of sister. Many otakus definitely had masochistic tendencies. More and more of them came here. This made Wang Zhong speechless. The more I stare, the more excited these guys are. To be honest, although this job was very profitable, it made Wang Zhong feel a little helpless. If it wasn't for the money, he definitely wouldn't continue. At noon, Wang Zhong ate the lunch sent by the organizer and ate with How Lily. After eating, Wang Zhong drank a bottle of juice. This scene was very beautiful. He didn't expect it to be photographed. Even Wang Zhong and the photographer didn't expect that Wang Zhong would become popular because of this photo. The photo was uploaded to social media. The photographer named it, Sister Drinking Juice, so beautiful. Because the photo was really good, it attracted a lot of rumors. Just like that, in just 3 days, Wang Zhong became popular. Until the day he became popular, Wang Zhong still saw himself on TV. He also realized that the netizens affectionately called him Sister Juice. Damn, is this how Sister Milk Tea became popular back then? Wang Zhong was speechless. But he realized that it wasn't a bad thing to become popular. First, many advertisers came to him, hoping to cooperate with him and endorse their products. Secondly, some streamers came to him, hoping to do a live broadcast together. I seem to have found a business opportunity. Wang Zhong had an idea as he looked at the incessant calls to cooperate with him. At the same time, Qin Yu found Wang Zhong through Hao Lily, hoping to help her shoot a cosmetics advertisement. Wang Zhong naturally agreed. But he had a request. Sister Qin, I can take your photo. I won't take a single cent. But I hope to represent your cosmetics business. Wang Zhong explained his intention. During his contact with Hao Lily mentioned that Qin Yu was a strong woman and had done a lot of work. She and her partner opened a cosmetics company that specialized in selling cosmetics. The business was doing well. It was also because of this that Qin Yu hoped that Wang Zhong would be able to advertise for her after she knew that Wang Zhong had become slightly popular. After Qin Yu knew about Wang Zhong's idea, she nodded and said, "It's not impossible for you to represent them. After all, I have many other agents. But do you have the funds?" Wang Zhong said, "I really don't have much funds. So, I want to discuss with Sister Qin. Can you let me do it this way? I'll take whatever products they want from you. Don't worry. After every transaction with others, I'll immediately transfer the money." Wang Zhong was still a college student. Therefore, Qin Yu wasn't worried about him. With Wang Zhong's current popularity, coupled with Wang Zhong's natural beauty, he could increase the popularity of her products. So Qin Yu nodded and agreed. From this day onwards, Wang Zhong was officially the agent of this cosmetics set called Beauty. Because he was under Qin Yu, he was a secondary agent. Previously, Qin Yu's sales model was to promote the products to cosmetics stores or shopping malls. These places were her secondary agents. This time, she handed over the products to Wang Zhong to sell, and let him be the secondary agent. To be honest, she wasn't optimistic about Wang Zhong. It was very simple. With the current sales model, the products needed to be sold in stores or online stores. Whether it was stores or online stores, the competition was very fierce. Wang Zhong didn't have anything at present. He couldn't sell at all. Even Hao Lily said that Wang Zhong was stupid. After returning, Hao Lily sighed while walking. "Stupid, too stupid. Xiao Dai, you're usually very smart. Why are you so stupid this time? Why didn't you ask Sister Qin for remuneration? Why do you want to be an agent? The cosmetics business is very difficult to do these days." Hao Lily's incessant chatter caused Wang Zhong to feel annoyed. "I say, Hao Lily, I didn't know that you were so long-winded." "I'm doing this for your own good," Hao Lily said. "Okay, just watch. I'm asking you if you want to help me. Let me tell you, if you help me, when I get rich, I'll let you get rich too. You won't have to wear a JK skirt to flirt anymore." Wang Zhong said calmly. "You're the one who's flirting." "Okay, let's stop joking. Do you want to do it or not? Anyway, I have nothing to do during the summer vacation. Let's do it." "Okay. But which shopping mall are we going to promote to next?" Hao Lily asked. "Who said we're going to promote shopping malls? What we want to do is to develop a tertiary agent, or even a tertiary agent." Wang Zhong had already thought about it. In this world, WeChat business hadn't developed yet. It had developed the era of personal agents. What he wanted to do was to develop the era of personal agents. Only by developing third and fourth level agents could his business grow bigger and bigger. Therefore, Wang Zhong started to develop offline. First, he found a few beautiful female seniors to do it together. Then, using his popularity, he opened a social media account and posted product information on it. Many women who were idle at home were motivated and became third-level agents. In the short span of a summer vacation, Wang Zhong had exhibited to over 200 third-class agents. Wang Zhong calculated that the sales of cosmetics and the purchase price, he earned more than 500,000 yuan during the summer vacation. Of course, he could have earned more. However, Hao Lily and a few female seniors worked together in the early stages, so they naturally wanted a share of the profits. In the second year, Wang Zhong continued to go to school while continuing his cosmetics business. Because of his natural beauty, it brought about an advertising effect for cosmetics. He became a distributor of cosmetics in school. The price he gave to his classmates was also cheap, so it attracted many teachers to buy from him. In the third year, Wang Zhong was about to graduate. At the same time, he also opened a real cosmetics company. Because of the outstanding sales, the price Qin Yu gave became lower and lower. Later, Wang Zhong found out that Qin Yu's products were also taken from the upstream. The upstream was the real first-level agent. Wang Zhong originally wanted Qin Yu to change the product design and make the product better. Unfortunately, Qin Yu said bitterly, "It's not that easy. After all, the upstream is not made for us alone." Qin Yu's refusal did not make Wang Zhong give up. He said, "If it doesn't work, I will change to another factory." Wang Zhong had already complained about the poor quality of the current factory, which had limitations on his business. "It's not very good. After all, I have worked with them for so long." Qin Yu thought for a moment and said, "If it doesn't work, I will ask them to come over and talk. You will go with me. After all, you are a celebrity now. It will be better if you go." Okay. 3 days later, Qin Yu invited the general manager of Yuruan Cosmetics Group, Kai Kong. When Kai Kong saw Wang Zhong, he was very happy and said that he had heard a lot about him. However, when Wang Zhong explained the purpose of his visit, Kai Kong pretended to be deep and said, "This is to change the product design. Of course, it is not a problem, but in this way, the product seems to be your own brand." Kai Kong smiled and put his hand on Wang Zhong's hand. "Do you want to talk more about it?" Boom. Wang Zhong kicked him directly. Aya. Kai Kong didn't sit properly and was kicked to the ground. He grimaced in pain. "I will talk to your leader about this." Wang Zhong took Qin Yu and left. "Talk. What are you talking about? Do you know who the boss of my company is? That is my brother, my biological brother. I want to see if he will help you or who else." Kai Kong cursed and swore, and immediately made a phone call. "In the future, don't take Qin Yu and Song Xiaodia's orders. It's okay. What are you afraid of? Anyway, our cosmetics business is so good. The production line is too late. One less of them will not make a difference. Just wait for them to beg me." The incident happened. Sure enough, Kai Kang's company stopped supplying Qin Yu. "It's over. How did this happen?" Qin Yu was in a daze and didn't know what to do. "What's the hurry? There are so many manufacturers. We don't have to do it with them." In the following days, since they had graduated, Wang Zhong and Qin Yu embarked on the road of taking the postgraduate entrance exam. They went to several cosmetics exhibitions. Soon, because Wang Zhong's reputation was good, there were manufacturers willing to cooperate. A month later, the first set of cosmetics came out. According to Wang Zhong and Qin Yu's test, the cosmetics were much better than Kai Kang's. "This is it." Wang Zhong confirmed the project and officially named the cosmetics, Yes Elan. Don't ask why he chose this name. If you ask, you feel that it is classy. In fact, the name was like this. You feel that it is classy. After all, you will go on the high-end route in the future. Chapter 784. After the product was launched, no one bought it at first because it was not well known. Fortunately, Wang Zhong still had a lot of offline customers. Through the development of offline WeChat merchants, the product's sales channel opened up. Then, Wang Zhong used the popularity of his juice sister and began to promote it on his social media account. 3 years later, Yashlan's popularity gradually changed from a fringe brand to a niche brand. The products involved all kinds of makeup, facial masks, and even many private products. Wang Zhong's company was getting bigger and bigger, which attracted the jealousy of Kai Kang's company. So they thought of an idea, which was to suppress the price. At present, the advantage of Kai Kang's cosmetics was its high popularity, while Wang Zhong's popularity was relatively weak. Therefore, he believed that as long as the price was lowered, no one would buy Wang Zhong's products. Sure enough, after they announced the price reduction, the prices of the second and third level agents also dropped. After Qin Yu knew about this, she was very anxious. It's over. Xiao Dai, they've lowered the price so much. We'll definitely be screwed. What should we do? Qin Yu was anxious. For this product, she had mortgaged her house. If it was screwed, she would go bankrupt. Ha ha ha. Unexpectedly, Wang Zhong laughed heartily after hearing this news. Qin Yu couldn't help but be anxious. Xiao Dai, you're still in the mood to laugh. You're really pissing me off. Wang Zhong waved his hand and said, Sister Qin, you don't know this. I'm laughing because I know how to deal with this matter. This is the best thing for us. Why do you say that? It's very simple. Because we're going to take the high-end route, Wang Zhong said. Sister Qin, I'll take care of this matter. The other party has lowered the price, so we'll secretly raise the price to the other party's price and show that we're high-end. Next, Wang Zhong began to let people invest. Because his products had been selling well, there were quite a lot of people who invested. With the investment, Wang Zhong used all his money to advertise his products. Not only that, he also found a celebrity with a pure image to endorse the advertisement. This celebrity was called Li Yuanlin. She was an amphibious actress, but her main focus was her singing debut. Her image was very beautiful and there were no scandals about her. Her skin was also very good. It was delicate, smooth and elastic. It was definitely the right choice to get her to endorse it. Unfortunately, after Li Yuanlin saw Wang Zhong's product, she immediately rejected him. My apologies. Inside the studio, Li Yuanlin directly rejected Wang Zhong's offer. The products I endorse need to be of high quality and have high requirements. Most importantly, they need to be high-end. I'm sorry, I won't endorse products that aren't suitable for me. Her meaning was very clear. She thought that your family's product was low-end and would affect her status. Wang Zhong was speechless. He didn't expect this Li Yuanlin to be so hard to talk to. Fortunately, he was prepared to be rejected before he came. Miss Li, you don't have to reject me so quickly. I have a price that you definitely won't reject, Wang Zhong said. Miss Song Xiaodai, this is not a matter of money. Do you understand? Wang Zhong said. I know, so my price is not money but other things. These things are guaranteed to be useful to you. They can even make you popular. He. When Li Yuanlin heard this, she felt that Wang Zhong was a woman who liked to boast. She shook her head and said, Forget it. I don't believe what you say. Don't be in a hurry to reject me. I will sing you a song. This song was written by me. I think it suits you, Miss Li. Then Wang Zhong began to sing. He sang Tien Tien Quebec. When the beautiful melody of this song came out, Li Yuanlin's eyes immediately lit up. Sure, Li Yuanlin had a singing background. When she heard Wang Zhong's song, she immediately realized the power of this song. It's good, it's good. Li Yuanlin nodded repeatedly. You wrote this song for me? Yes, as long as you promise to endorse my product. Wang Zhong smiled. In addition, I will also give you a few songs. Okay. Li Yuanlin immediately agreed, but said, I must have a period of time for your product to avoid problems. Wang Zhong also admired Li Yuanlin's dedication. He smiled and said, Of course you must observe. A month later, Li Yuanlin used Wang Zhong's product and felt that it was indeed okay. Although it was not the best, it was much better than some of the worse ones. The endorsement was quickly negotiated. Soon, Li Yuanlin's endorsement swept the entire internet. Why? Why is Li Yuanlin willing to accept Song Xiaodia's advertisement? How is this possible? After Kai Kong received the news, he was furious to the extreme. It was conceivable that after Li Yuanlin endorsed Wang Zhong's advertisement, their Istran product would definitely rise to a high-end level. In this way, their purpose of suppressing Istran's product would be self-defeating. Not only that, if they reduced the price now, it would be difficult to increase the price later. This was because he found that recently, there were rumors in the market that their product was low-end. In the past, some men would give this product to their girlfriends and wives. It was nothing. But now this product could not be given away. Because it was cheap, it suddenly became an inferior product. On the other hand, Wang Zhong's Istran product, because of Li Yuanlin's endorsement, many women who envied her white skin bought this set of cosmetics crazily. After that, Wang Zhong struck the iron while it was hot. He used his identity as an internet celebrity to make an advertisement with this product. The advertisement song was created by Wang Zhong himself, called Sweet and Sour Is Me. The song Sweet and Sour Is Me was originally an advertisement for drinking yogurt. In theory, it was not good to use it in cosmetics. However, Wang Zhong designed this cosmetics to give the feeling of a young girl. He wanted women to know that after using this cosmetics, sweet and sour is me in the future. This advertisement, because of the simple lyrics and cheerful music, coupled with Wang Zhong's singing and dancing, quickly made people remember this product. For a time, many young girls came to buy this product. After all, everyone wanted to be sweet and sour as me. Once the product became popular, it would be completely popular. After that, after a series of A and B financing, Wang Zhong's Eastern Cosmetics Group's product chain became bigger and bigger. In the blink of an eye, Wang Zhong was 28 years old. This year, the Eastern Group was officially listed. Wang Zhong officially became the president of the Eastern Group from the boss of a small company. Now, when many people heard the name Song Xiaodai, they no longer thought of an internet celebrity, but a strong woman. Today, Wang Zhong was becoming more and more famous, and his assets were soon over 100 million yuan. According to the statistics of some companies, Wang Zhong was now ranked in the top 50 among the rich women. She was the youngest woman to be on the list. To be able to achieve such results, Wang Zhong was not surprised. After all, he had experienced so many lives. If he could not even do some business well, then wouldn't he have lived in vain? Now the whole world's attention was focused on Wang Zhong's marriage. Because for so long, Wang Zhong had never been involved in any scandals. This made many people feel inconceivable, and they were speculating who Wang Zhong's future love interest would be. The speculation of the outside world was getting deeper and deeper, and Wang Zhong was getting more and more annoyed. Because of the company's shareholders, many of the shareholders' sons and some rich second-generation heirs had launched a fierce pursuit of him. In order to avoid these harassment, Wang Zhong decided to get married. He bravely held a press conference, and he was about to enter the marriage hall with his best friend, Shinaza. This decision made the outside world surprised. However, as Wang Zhong's good friends, Hao Lili, Qin Yu, and the others had long known about the relationship between Wang Zhong and Shinaza. The two of them had always been a couple. Shinaza was Wang Zhong's virtuous wife, and Wang Zhong's role was to care for Shinaza like a husband. In this open era, although it was said that there were many women getting married, it was still rare to see such a big scene like Wang Zhong. This matter was on the headlines of many news, and it became the subject of the media's coverage. After this, many men announced their marriage, and there were even more women getting married. Wang Zhong became the pioneer. Wang Zhong had not expected such a situation to occur. He felt as if he had set a bad example for the rest of the world. However, when he thought about it, those who had homosexual tendencies did not announce their marriage. If they hid their tendencies, it would harm the person they married. In this day and age, there were countless examples of married couples sleeping in separate beds. This kind of thing was not strange. This was the result of a hidden marriage. Not only did it harm oneself, but it also harmed others. After learning that Wang Zhong and Shinaza got married, both parents sent their blessings. Of course, Wang Zhong's side was definitely not sincere. This was because of Wang Zhong's current status. Now that Wang Zhong was so rich, although their relationship was not good when they were young, they could more or less get some small benefits. Especially the younger brother, Song Baoqiang, who benefited from Wang Zhong's relationship, actually entered the entertainment industry and became an actor. In fact, his appearance was not very good, but because Wang Zhong educated him since he was young, fortunately, he did not develop the bad habit of being too young. Instead, Song Baoqiang's character was raised to be honest. Therefore, he generally played an honest image in the drama. As for Shinaza's side, Shinaza was the only daughter in the family. After knowing that Shinaza was going to marry Wang Zhong, her parents were originally fiercely opposed. Fortunately, Wang Zhong had been very good to them and patiently told them a lot. In addition, Shinaza's parents felt that Wang Zhong's social status was high, so they agreed. In the days that followed, because Wang Zhong had a firm foothold in this society, Whether it was power or money, ordinary people could not compare to him. No one could threaten him anymore. He had been very happy. Days passed one after another. Although they experienced some difficulties one after another, they passed through them safely without any mishap. Because Wang Zhong and Shinnaza did not have children, when Wang Zhong was 35 years old, Shinnaza accompanied by Wang Zhong to do test tube babies. She gave birth to twins, a son and a daughter. After the birth of the son, Wang Zhong and Shinnaza's life was much more fulfilling. Now the company was basically handed over to a professional manager to manage. Wang Zhong occasionally asked about it, and most of the time, he and Shinnaza took care of the child. Time passed quickly, and the years flew by. When Wang Zhong was 50 years old, Shinnaza was seriously ill. Cancer, terminal. Naza. Looking at Naza on the hospital bed, Wang Zhong held her hand. Xiao Dai, don't worry. I'll go first. I'll wait for you downstairs. When the time comes, I still want to be with you. Yes, we'll still be together. Wang Zhong stroked Shinnaza's forehead. Xiao Dai, I feel that I'm really lucky. When I was young, I never thought that I would walk together with a girl. It was you who gave me the courage to take this step. Thank you for giving my life so much glory. After saying that, Shinnaza frowned slightly. Her illness was already very serious. Because it was terminal, the cancer cells were eroding her body. This made her very painful day and night. It was extremely uncomfortable. Now the only thing that supported her was her family. Does it hurt? Let me show you a video. Wang Zhong took out a video. In the video, it was the day before they graduated from high school. I'm Shinnaza. I'm Lin Xiaoxiao. I don't ask to be born on the same day. I only ask to die on the same day. Do you still remember? At that time, we were so young. This video recorded a lot of things. Shinnaza gradually cried as she watched. Soon another video came out. Hello Naza, I'm Lin Xiaoxiao. Hello Naza, I'm Zhang Xiaowei. Hello, I'm... One by one her friends appeared in the video. They all wished Shinnaza well. Look, you still have so many friends. Yes. Shinnaza finally smiled. Mom. At this time, the two children came over. Shinnaza stroked their heads and said slowly, Mom is in too much pain. Allow Mom to go first. The two of you must be good in the future, and listen to Big Mom. The two children called Wang Zhong Big Mom, and called Shinnaza Little Mom. Little Mom. Sob, sob, sob. The two children sobbed. Finally, after Shinnaza said her last words, she nodded at Wang Zhong. Let's begin. Okay. Wang Zhong organized a euthanasia program for Shinnaza. This program was very expensive. However, no matter how expensive it was, at least it could let people die silently and painlessly. This program was requested by Shinnaza because she was in too much pain. Looking at Shinnaza, who was getting thinner and in pain, Wang Zhong agreed. The injection was slowly injected into Shinnaza's blood vessels. Shinnaza lay down comfortably. Her frown from the pain gradually eased. Go in peace. Wang Zhong bent down and kissed Shinnaza's forehead. 3 minutes later, Shinnaza's hand slowly lowered and her eyes closed. She left. She left peacefully. Sob, 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 Mom. The two children cried. After the funeral for Shinnaza, Wang Zhong felt very uncomfortable every day. However, he went to the hospital for a checkup, and there was no problem. Maybe she's old. Wang Zhong thought to himself. Now that Shinnaza was gone, Wang Zhong was all alone. To be honest, he was very lonely. Another 8 years had passed and his children had started their own families. Originally, Wang Zhong was very pleased to see them start their own families. However, as his children grew older, they gradually had their own selfish motives. Now that the Yaslin group was so huge, there were too many interests involved. Everyone wanted a share of the profits. His son and daughter used to have a very good relationship. However, due to various interests, their relationship broke down in private. Wang Zhong saw all of this. However, as they grew older, their words no longer mattered. Even if Wang Zhong ordered them not to fight among themselves, it was useless. Could it be that before I die in this life, I still have a wish that I can't fulfill? Wang Zhong shook his head and sighed. Chapter 785. Wang Zhong's health was deteriorating day by day, and the rumors about the discord between his son and daughter were getting worse. In fact, Wang Zhong knew all of this. Wang Zhong knew that he could not ignore it. If this went on, the company would be finished sooner or later. Hence he thought of an idea. This idea might make his son and daughter hate him, but for them to be able to live a safe and sound life in the future, this was the only way. Otherwise, the endless infighting would cause the company to go bankrupt sooner or later. This was a lesson learned with blood. On this day, Wang Zhong finally collapsed. Looking at the weak Wang Zhong, her daughter, Song Dan, grabbed Wang Zhong's hand. "Big Mom, Big Brother has ruined another project. I told you he can't do it. Only I can succeed in this company. Mom, I've found you the best lawyer in the country. Why don't you tell me about your will?" Wang Zhong looked at her daughter and was very disappointed. At this time, the door was suddenly pushed open and her son, Song Jia, rushed in. "Mom, are you okay?" As he said that, he looked nervously at the will in Song Dan's hand, and his expression changed. "What are you planning? Let me tell you, if I'm not there, I won't acknowledge any will." "What are you nervous about? In terms of company management, I'm better than you." "Bah, who doesn't know that the shareholders don't support you and you still say you're better?" Song Jia said coldly. "Song Jia, the shareholders don't support me because I'm strict with them. As for you, you don't care about anything. Of course, the shareholders like an idiot like you. You're the idiot. You're the..." Seeing that the two of them were quarreling out of control, Wang Zhong was so angry that he almost sent them away. "Stop yelling. I'm not dead yet." Wang Zhong shouted angrily. His son and daughter calmed down instantly and stopped talking. Wang Zhong was very powerful to them, so even though they were very old, the son and daughter were still very afraid of Wang Zhong. Looking at the fearful looks on their faces, Wang Zhong snorted coldly and said, "Look at the two of you. You're siblings, but you've actually become enemies for the sake of property. Let me ask you, are you short of money? Are you so poor that you can't afford a car or a house? You don't lack anything. What are you fighting for?" Wang Zhong's words made his son and daughter keep quiet, not daring to speak. Wang Zhong felt his body was getting heavier. Even when he was lying on the bed, he could not stand it. He knew that he couldn't make it, so he sped up and said, "Actually, my will was made a long time ago. It's about you guys. In order to calm you down, I made a special will. After I die, the lawyer will announce it." Wang Zhong sighed and waved his hand. "Before I die, I have a gift for the both of you. Do you still remember the villa where you lived when you were young? It's under your beds. The gift is there. Go and look for it." "Mom, I'll go and find it. Hang in there." His son Song Jia walked out with red eyes. His daughter Song Dan cried, "Mom, I'm leaving. I'm really sorry about what happened just now." The two of them left. Wang Zhong sighed. In this world, interests were too important. It was so important that many friends, brothers, and even sisters would turn against each other. Even his children couldn't avoid this custom. Although he felt that it was a pity, he had done his best. His children and grandchildren had their own fortune. As long as he did his best, he would leave it to fate. After all, this world was like that. Some children were here to collect debts. His breathing became weaker and weaker. He closed his eyes in a daze. He was dreaming. The dream was very long. The world in front of him was like a lantern, flashing by quickly. What a long dream. Wang Zhong smiled. His face gradually became peaceful. He left. On Song Dan and Song Jia's side, Wang Zhong's daughter and son respectively drove their own luxury cars and rushed to the villa where the two mothers lived. Although the two of them had not lived there for many years, they had lived there since they were young, so they were very familiar with it. They found the nearest road and arrived at the villa. They had not been back for many years. In the past few years, Wang Zhong had been staying in the hospital because of his illness. This place was especially desolate. The formerly beautiful courtyard was overgrown with weeds. Pushing open the rusty iron door, Song Dan covered her nose and entered the house. It was really too smelly. No one had been here for so long. The house emitted a moldy smell. She went to the room on the second floor where she and her brother used to live. There were some comic posters pasted on the wall. They were all her childhood masterpieces. Looking at these comic posters, Song Dan seemed to have returned to the days when she was young. At that time, both mothers were very busy. However, they still tried their best to squeeze out time to accompany her and her brother. She and her brother were very close at that time. They played together, went to school together, and went shopping together. Now, even she did not know when she fell out with her brother. In order to seize the leadership position in the company, they schemed against each other, and did everything they could. At this moment, Song Jie came in. Song Jie clearly remembered some things from his childhood. He glanced at Song Dan and did not say a word. Then he walked to the bed and took out a box from under the bed. Song Dan did not want to be left behind. She took out a box from under the bed. This box was a little old. When they were young, Wang Zhong had bought it for them. They still remembered that when Wang Zhong gave them things, he said that this box was to store their most precious things. When they opened the box, there were a lot of toys and photos inside. The photos were of the siblings when they were young. At that time, the two children naively said that the other party was the most important person to them. Therefore, the siblings respectively put each other's photos in their own boxes. Looking back, the naivety of the past made one sigh. "Mom!" Both of them cried. At the same time, they each received a call from the company's secretary. Wang Zhong had passed away. Big Mom is dead. The two of them did not know what happened. After that, the secretary told them about Wang Zhong's will. Neither of them received Wang Zhong's will. Wang Zhong's will was to put the company's shares and assets under his name in the housing foundation. Every year, he would give the two children a portion of cash to start their own businesses. As for the other wills, there were none at all. This was Wang Zhong's plan. Instead of letting them fight for the assets, it was better to cut off any of their fantasies. Perhaps this was cruel, but it was the most effective. Wang Zhong did not know what happened to the two children. At this moment, he had already woken up from his sleep in the ancient battlefield. At the same time, the system's mission panel appeared in front of him. Mission character. Actress Xiao Dai mission objective. I want to become stronger, and not be bullied by anyone. Completed. Lifespan. 81 years old. Partner. 1. Although you are of the same sex, you are more loving than heterosexual couples. Offspring 2. Both of your offspring are not promising. Achievement evaluation. In the eyes of your parents, you have changed from an unfilial daughter to the pride of your family. In the eyes of your friends, you are a tough woman. In the eyes of your colleagues, you are a strong woman. In the eyes of the world, you are a unique goddess. You are amazing. Reward. 62,985 experience points. Phew. Looking at the experience points, Wang Zhong was quite satisfied. It was probably because of the high completion rate of the mission in this world. He looked at Zhao Meng beside him. She was still sleeping. He did not know what she was dreaming of, but her face was very peaceful. It seemed to be a good dream. Wang Zhong did not disturb her, and gently brushed his hair. Suddenly he froze. Oh no. He had been used to the female life in the game world for so long. Now that he was suddenly in the outside world, he could not change it in a short time. I hope there won't be such a mission in the future. Wang Zhong was worried. If there were a few more missions for girls, what would he do when he saw other boys with delicate features in the future? Just thinking about it made him afraid. Now, as he became stronger and stronger, the questions in Wang Zhong's heart also increased. His questions were, where did this biological rebirth system come from? What was its purpose? Why did it choose him? After experiencing so many worlds, Wang Zhong understood that those worlds were real. This was for sure. Especially after experiencing a world, he actually met a person who had a system. This person obviously also transmigrated, and did not expect to be so unlucky as to meet him. Because those worlds were real, Wang Zhong felt that there was an invisible hand behind him that seemed to be controlling everything. But fortunately, the owner of this hand did not seem to have any evil intentions. Not only did it not have any evil intentions, but it also increased his strength. In this world, Wang Zhong could be sure that even the elders of those schools were not as strong as him. The reason why he had been hiding was because he wanted to understand this world and learn the cultivation techniques here. Just like when he entered the ancient battlefield, he wanted to increase his strength. If he directly exposed his strength, he might not even have the chance to enter the ancient battlefield. After staying here for so long, he had gained many benefits, especially when he realized that when he used the limitless sword, he faintly resonated with this world. This meant that the cultivation technique he cultivated was really suitable for this place. This was a little strange. In every world he had experienced before, the power was different. But this world was actually so suitable for him. The longer he stayed here, the stronger this feeling became. Wang Zhong decided that in the days to come, he would definitely travel around this ancient battlefield and find out exactly what had happened here. The next day, Zhao Ming woke up comfortably. As a girl, she didn't feel the slightest bit of psychological burden when sleeping together with Wang Zhong. That was because she had long since discovered that Wang Zhong would never touch her. Maybe Wang Zhong really doesn't like girls. It was normal for her to have this thought. After all, she had seen Wang Zhong secretly observing her clothes several times. Zhao Meng felt that it was a pity that such an outstanding person did not like girls. What a waste. What a pity. However, what made her feel strange was that Wang Zhong did not look at her clothes for a period of time. Instead, he looked disdainful. Is it because my clothes don't look good or what? Zhao Ming could not figure it out. Days passed. Cultivating in this place was indeed very fast, but the two of them could not gain any benefits in the periphery. This was especially so for Zhao Ming. With Wang Zhong's help, she had fused a lot of energy into her body. This energy did not immediately become her own. She had to refine it. You can't stay here any longer. You have to go out and refine it. Otherwise, your foundation will be unstable, and something will happen sooner or later. Wang Zhong looked at Zhao Meng and said, "Is that so?" Zhao Meng firmly believed Wang Zhong's words. She nodded and said, "Then I'll go. What about you?" "I'm going to continue exploring this ancient battlefield." This ancient battlefield gave Wang Zhong a strange feeling. The deeper he went, the more he felt that he knew this place. Somehow, he felt that something inside was calling out to him. "What? You're going to continue exploring?" Zhao Meng was surprised by Wang Zhong's decision. She hurriedly tried to persuade him. "Junior brother Wang, although you are stronger than me and I have no right to persuade you, I still have to say that it's too dangerous inside. Inside are all mighty figures of the ancient battlefield. They are even stronger than the elders. I also heard that there are countless rare treasures inside. Isn't it good to have rare treasures?" Wang Zhong said. No. Magic treasures are good, but rare treasures have their own thoughts. When they see a stranger like you enter, they will take the initiative to attack. In order to enter this place, Zhao Ming had done a lot of homework, so she knew very well. Therefore, she knew how dangerous this place was. It could be said that even the elders and masters would not enter that place. The degree of violence inside was beyond imagination. When she came in, Zhao Ming's master had repeatedly warned her that the opportunities in the outer regions were already very good for her. She must not be greedy and advance prematurely. Otherwise, if it was not her fortune, it would be useless even if she forcefully took it. Wang Zhong fell silent. Suddenly he smiled and said, "It's fine. If there is really danger inside, I will think of a way to escape. You should know my ability. But no matter how strong you are, mistakes are inevitable. All right, you can't stay here any longer. Leave," Wang Zhong said. "No, you can't go in anymore. Zhao Meng, listen to me." "But I promise you that I will leave immediately if there is danger." Zhao Meng tried to persuade him for a long time, but Wang Zhong would not listen. Helpless, Zhao Meng gritted her teeth and said, "Then I'll wait for you here. Hurry up." Wang Zhong could not do anything about Zhao Meng's actions. Seeing that he could not persuade Zhao Meng, he could only let it go. In Wang Zhong's opinion, perhaps Zhao Meng could not hold on, and would leave by herself. Then Wang Zhong turned around and entered the ancient battlefield. The energy inside was indeed very chaotic. Not only would the weak suffer a backlash, but they would also get lost here. In the end, they would become a part of the energy here. However, Wang Zhong noticed a very strange thing. The energy here did not seem to do anything to him. This was not because he was strong. Instead, he felt that the energy was very close to him. What was going on? At the same time, the system interface suddenly appeared. However, the appearance this time was a little strange. You're tuning into the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.